Welcome to this second semifinal game of the 2019 MIAA Baseball Championship, where the Pittsburgh State Gorillas will take on the Central Oklahoma Broncos. Hello, everybody. I am Shelby White. One game in the books, and Central Missouri punched their ticket to the championship game at 4 o'clock. They won that one in wild fashion, a walk-off in the bottom of the ninth to defeat Missouri Southern 5-4. The Lions scored one in the top of the ninth to take a 4-3 lead. And the Mules scored two in the bottom of the ninth to win 5-4. Meanwhile, for this game, it's going to be the Broncos against the Gorillas for the second time. Last night, the Gorillas beat the Broncos by a score of 2-1 behind a dominating pitching performance by senior Pittsburgh, Kansas native Dante Richardson. Richardson went all 9 innings, only allowed 1 run, struck out 12, including the final out of the game to seal the victory for the Gorillas and send them to this play-in game as they are ready to take on the Broncos for a second time at 4 p.m. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineup for the Pittsburgh State Gorillas. Leading off is the shortstop, Tyson Kutchman. He'll be followed by the pitcher, Alex Achterman. John Oliver, the third baseman, will bat third. Ty Herrenbrook, first baseman, will hit cleanup. Caleb Cox, the catcher, will bat fifth. Chaz Burgess, the right fielder, hits sixth. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Blaine Olmeyer. Quinn Allen in left field will bat eighth. And Quinn Reesner, the second baseman, bats ninth. It's Kutchman at short, Achterman on the bump, Oliver at third, Herrenbrook at first base, Cox behind the plate, Burgess in right, Olmeyer in center, Allen in left, and Reesner at second base. They will face off against Junior Obeso. Obeso came in the middle of last night's game, and he pitched 2/3 of an inning and ended up holding the game as it were. Now the first pitch we grounded over to TJ Black at second base, and he will retire Kutchman 4-3. I'll go ahead and get you the defensive setup for the Broncos. As I mentioned, Junior Obeso is in on the bump. Behind the plate, TK McWhirter. First to third, it's Paul Kropp getting his first start of this tournament. Second baseman is Black, another ground ball to him, this time from Achterman. And just like that, it's back-to-back ground balls to second base for 2 outs here in the top of the first. Shortstop is Ryan Harrell. Third baseman, Philip Scott. Left fielder, Taylor Avila. Center fielder, Brock Rumener. And in right field, it's Drew Barrier. So 3 pitches and 2 outs. Efficiency from Obeso here to start this game. Now he'll face off against John Oliver. Oliver will watch a ball miss outside. Quiet night for Oliver last night. 2 flyouts to right, and he hit into a double play. He'll take the 0-1 into deep right field, and it'll be gone! A 2-out home run to the top of the first by John Oliver, who has put this Gorilla team on his back the entire tournament. They're up 1-0 here in the top of the first. A great start to this game for the Gorillas. A 1-0 pitch that got way too much of the plate from Obeso. Oliver took it the opposite way into the wind, and it's a solo shot for Oliver and the Gorillas. Now it'll be the first baseman, Ty Herrenbrook. First pitch to Herrenbrook will miss, ball 1. Obeso is a senior making his first start of the season. All 31 other appearances of his have come out of the bullpen. 39 in the third innings, giving up 19 runs, although you can add one more there. The 1-1 by Herrenbrook is soared and running in from third was the third baseman Scott, but it's going to be the catcher McWhirter who grabs it in foul territory for the final out. But the Gorillas strike first with a solo bomb off the bat of John Oliver. We've played half an inning. It's Pittsburgh State 1, UCO coming up back after this on the MIAA Network.
We've got our heads in the game,
our minds in the classroom,
our hands in the community,
and our feet ready for the world.
We're a part of the NCAA Division II experience.
Using our skills
at our universities and in our communities. I chose the MIAA.
I chose the MIAA.
MIAA, the spirit of our communities.
These are your teams, your players, your community of fans. This is where they play, where they practice, where you cheer. At every meet, every event, every game. Your community is passionate, dedicated, supportive. You know the tension of a close game and the thrill of the win. So while you're cheering, keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Well, it didn't take long for us to have our first run of this second semifinal. A long home run to right center field by John Oliver puts the girls up 1-0. They scored one run on one hit. They'll have nobody on in the top of the first. That'll be the Broncos' turn to try and get things through. We'll get you their starting lineup. The leadoff hitter is the second baseman, TJ Black. He's followed by third baseman, Philip Scott. Kyle Crowell is playing shortstop and batting third. Joe Mondragon will be the designated hitter, batting cleanup. Taylor Avil, the left fielder, bats fifth. Paul Kropp, as I said, getting his first start, is at first, batting sixth. Brock Rumener bats seventh and is in center field. TK McWhirter, the catcher, bats eighth, and Drew Barrier batting ninth in right field with Obeso on the hill. It's Black at second, Scott at third, Crowell at short, Mondragon the designated hitter, Avillo in left, Kropp at first, Rumener in center, McWhirter behind the plate, and Barrier in right. One ball and one strike on TJ Black, who fielded two ground balls to begin the top of the first, and it looked like Junior Obeso was on his way to an easy 1-2-3 inning, and then the home run by Oliver. And now Obeso will ground out to his second baseman counterpart, Quinn Reesner. Let's go around the diamond for the Gorillas. As Ackerman on the bump with Caleb Cox behind the plate forming the battery. First to third, Ty Herrenbrook, Quinn Reesner. Shortstop is Tyler Cushman. John Oliver, third base. Left to right in the outfield, Clint Allen, Blaine Olmeyer, and Chaz Burgess. Again, Olmeyer the pitcher, Cox the catcher, Herrenbrook at first, Reesner at second, Cushman short, Oliver third, Allen in left, Olmeyer in center, and Burgess in right. The batter now is the third baseman Philip Scott for the Broncos. And he'll take a 1-0, send it down the line left, running over to give it chase is Allen, and he will not get there in time. It's a foul ball. He had a room. It was in the very far corner and landed foul. So it's one ball and one strike. How did these two teams get here? Well, for the Broncos, it was a rather easy way. They won their first game 3-0 behind a stellar pitching performance by Dylan Hall. A one-hit complete game shutout by Hall. The 1-1 swung on and missed there, making it 1-2. Then they beat Missouri Southern by the score of 2-0. Ball ripped down the line, and a diving catch by John Oliver just in fair territory retires Scott on what would have assuredly been extra bases. What a diving catch by Scott for the second out of the inning. Let's take another look at it right here. A screamer off the bat, and and Oliver laying out, able to put that away perfectly. So now the batter will be Kyle Crowell, who's playing at shortstop today in place of Ryan Harrell. The 0-1 to Crowell, swung on and missed, and he'll be down in the count, no balls and two strikes. Crowell had been the designated hitter last couple days, but today He'll get the start at shortstop. The 0-2 is singled into left field past the diving Oliver. Oliver can't come up with that one. And it's 1 on with 2 out here in the bottom of the first. Broncos have their first base hit and runner of the day. There'll be no perfect game thrown by either team this afternoon. So now the designated hitter, Joe Mondragon, will come up. Mondragon, the last few days, has been over at first base. First pitch to Mondragon is a strike. Left-handed hitter facing off against the righty Alex Achterman. Achterman will come set, check the runner at first over his back shoulder, now over his front shoulder. Kicks and fires. The 0-1 is sent into shallow left field, and that's going to drop over Oliver. Be cut, and getting it over his shoulder is Oliver, and he'll loft it into Cushman. So it's back-to-back 2-out singles for Central Oklahoma. And they are threatening here in the bottom of the first to tie this game up in response to the 2-out home run hit by John Oliver. And that ball just drifted into the Bermuda Triangle out between the shortstop, third baseman, and left fielder. It's too far out for Oliver to go out and get it, too far in for Allen to come in and get it. Now the batter is Taylor Avila, the left fielder. Avila has had himself a pretty good tournament. Avila last night doubled. He also struck out and was retired on a nice sliding catch by Olmeyer in center. The 0-1 will miss low. 1 ball and 1 strike, but outside of that game, Avila has had a second double. That was against Missouri Southern. That drove in the second run of the game of Joe Mondragon. 1-0 is fouled out of play, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Central Oklahoma defeated Missouri Southern 2-0. 3 consecutive 1-out hits. Excuse me, yeah, 1-out hits in the top of the 4th is what did it. A single, double, and double. Ball in the lower outside corner, and Avila will be caught looking. He goes down for the 3rd out of the inning. So 2 hits, 2 runners left, but no runs scored for the Broncos at the end of 1. It's Pittsburg State 1, Central Oklahoma 0. Back after this here on the MIAA Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Top of the second, score 1-0, Pittsburg State. Broncos got 2 2-out singles, but nothing came of it. Leading things off for Pittsburg State here in the top of the second is the catcher Caleb Cox. He'll watch a breaking ball miss outside, and he'll take the 1-0 right back up the middle. Nice stop in the hole there by today's shortstop, Crowell. And he'll sling it over to Kropp at first for out number 1. That was a nice job there, getting behind the base quickly to retire Cox. 6-3. Here's another look right up the middle. Looked like it was going to get through, but Crowell, phenomenal job getting to it. Throw over to first in time. Batter now is Chad Burgess, and it's just like we watched a replay of the hit by Cox a second time, as grounding out up the middle is Burgess with a nice job by Crowell there. Here's another look at it. Just about in the exact same spot. All right, Cox grounded out. Chaz Burgess grounds out. So once again, it's a quick 2 outs by Junior Obeso and the Central Oklahoma defense. Batter now will be Blaine Ohlmeyer. The 1-0 in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody on, 2 out. Center fielder Ohlmeyer batting 7th after at one point leading things off for the Gorillas in this tournament. Has been dropped down in the batting order to try and take some pressure off of him and allow him to get much more relaxed and find a hit. The 1-2, that's a curveball that stays up. 2-2 now. Beautiful day for this afternoon game at the moment. First game between Missouri Southern and Central Missouri had alternating moments of brightness and cloudiness, and you could definitely tell when the clouds came over as it got much cooler. Defense straight away for Ohlmeyer. Second baseman Black might be a shade closer to second, but it doesn't matter. He's chasing a high outside fastball. Is Ohlmeyer, and he'll go down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Gorillas in the top of the 2nd. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. It's Pittsburgh State 1, Central Oklahoma 0. Back after this here on the MIAA Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship
Bottom of the 2nd. Pittsburgh State still leading 1-0. Alex Achterman out there for his 2nd inning of work. Able to get around 2 out base hits last inning in order to hold the Broncos off the scoreboard. Leading things off for Central Oklahoma is first baseman Paul Kropp. And the first pitch he sees is just outside, ball 1. Get the sign from his catcher, Koch. The 1-0 is sent into right field. Running over to give it a look is Burgess, and it's going to end up in the bullpen of the Broncos. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. After Kropp, the center fielder Brock Ruminer and the catcher TJ McWhirter. Achterman will get the sign from Cox. Now he deals the 1-1, and it's a fastball straight into the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. That's sent down the line and left. Turning and watching it go is Allen, and we're tied. A leadoff home run in the bottom of the 2nd by Paul Kropp has this game tied up at 1 apiece, and the ball is absolutely soaring out of Al Ortolani Field this afternoon. 2 solo home runs in this contest, and that followed 4 home runs, excuse me, in the first game between Central Missouri and Missouri Southern. The Lions had 3 solo home runs, while the Mules had 1 2-run home run. Now it'll be Brock Rumener wanting to start something off for the Broncos here as they've just tied the game up. And there's no outs still in the bottom of the second. The 1-0. That's on the inside corner at the knees. Strike one. Matt Miller, Ryan Hunter, and Mike Million hit solo home runs for the Lions. Bunting and offering at it was Rumener. Tried to drop down with the curveball, but did not make any sort of contact. Two-run home run by Eric Webb of the Mules. It scored both himself and Alex Madera, their shortstop. The 1-2. Fastball in the corner, pops in and out of the glove of Cox, and Cox will tag out Rumener for the second out of the inning. Ball thrown so hard it popped out of the glove of Caleb Cox. That's the first out here in the bottom of the second. So it'll bring up the catcher, T.K. McWhirter. First strikeout for Achterman today. And he'll watch strike one go on the outside corner. We have a moment. Get you the umpires for this semifinal game. Behind the plate, Matt Austinfort. At first, it's Greg Stanzak. At second, Aaron Christians. And at third, Ramon Hernandez. Those are your umpires for this semifinal game. Christians and Austinfort were also umpires during the Missouri Southern Central Missouri game prior to this one, the 1-1. Grounded to Reesner at second. Thought it was going to be low, but then had a much higher hop. But the freshman sticks with it and throws over to first for the out. 2 away. Here's another look at it. Nice focus there by Reesner to watch the ball into his glove. And it'll be the number 9 hitter, Drew Barrier. Ball 1 to him to start this at bat. Barrier last night was 1 for 3. Grounding out to second and short. He did hit a double in the 7th. He eventually came around to score the Broncos' only run as he was advanced to third and then scored on a pair of ground balls to Oliver at third. And then he struck out swinging for the final out of the game. Richardson's 12th strikeout. The 3-1 is right down Main Street. 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody on, 2 out here in the bottom of the second. Pittsburgh State and Central Oklahoma are now tied 1-1. Each team hitting a solo home run, and that pitch just off the outside edge. Barrier, Achterman, and Cox were all waiting to see what the call would be. And it is ball 4. Heading on down to first with a 2-out walk is Barrier. We return to the top of the order, and T.J. Black. He grounded out to his second baseman counterpart, Reesner, to begin the bottom of the first. And a throw over by Achterman. Back in safely is Barrier. Achterman working from the stretch for the second consecutive inning. And he'll pump a strike in there to get ahead. No balls in, 1 strike. Holding Barrier over at first is Herrenbrook. Throw over and back in with a dive. He is Barrier. Your Barrier only attempted 7 stolen bases, but he's been successful in 5 of them. So he knows when to pick and choose his situations. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Black took a mighty rip and came up empty. T.J. Black, a senior out of Stillwater, Oklahoma, coming to Central Oklahoma from Central Arkansas. The 0-2 is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 out. Defense straight away, the wind now blowing out to the right field foul pole. But the sun is out and shining. Temperatures are up. Ball will carry. Long step off. An Ackerman will ground it foul. Snagged by Herrenbrook. And a nicely timed was Barrier over at first. If Black doesn't get the doesn't knock it foul, Black probably has a stolen, or Barrier has a stolen base. So we'll reset and do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Low, blocked by Cox. Barrier will advance. Cox cannot quite smother it enough to prevent the advancement. So now Drew Barrier, the right fielder, is in scoring position following the wild pitch. 2-2. And it'll be sent into shallow center field. Drifting out Cushman. He'll call for it and make the catch for the final out of the inning. So once more, the Broncos get a runner on with 2 outs, but they don't score. However, they tied it up thanks to a leadoff home run by Paul Kropp, the first baseman. We go to the third. The score is 1-1. Back after this on the MIAA Network. Clint Allen, left fielder, will begin the top of the third for the Gorillas, who went quietly 1-2-3 in the top of the second. And then the bottom of the second, Paul Kropp hit a home run on a 2-1 pitch. Absolutely demolished it. Landed well behind the left field fence. So we're even at 1 ball and 1, even at 1-1, excuse me. And with that pitch, we are now all square. 1 ball and 1 strike. After on, it'll be the second baseman, Quinn Reisner. And we will return to the top of the lineup. The 1-1 to Allen. Will be grounded to third, picked up by Scott. Throw over to first in time. Allen made it close, hustling out of the box, but he is retired. 5-3. 4 out, number 1. So now, second baseman Quinn Reisner will step in. And he'll see a strike hit the outside corner. Reisner already had some serious action today defensively, fielding a couple of ground balls. 0-1 from Obeso. Swung on and missed. Bottom dropped out of that breaking ball. So quickly, it's no balls and 2 strikes. Reisner last night was 0 for 3. He struck out twice and grounded out to short. 0-2, and he'll go down looking for the second out of the inning. That's the second strikeout registered by Junior Obeso here in the early goings of this contest. We'll return to Tyson Cushman. There's a look at it again. Just locked up the knees of the freshman. Cushman grounded out to second in his previous at-bat. And last night, he was 1 for 3 with a single. He eventually came around to score on the double by Ty Herrenbrook. The 1-0 missing, 2 balls and no strikes. Beyond that, Cushman has 2 singles. He's also been hit by a pitch and drawn 2 walks. Junior Obeso, a 5'10", 180-pound pitcher. And he'll throw 4 straight balls to walk Cushman on with 2 outs. So the pitcher will be Alex Achterman. Achterman grounded out to second his last time up. And he'll watch ball 1 miss low. That's 5 straight by Obeso. Obeso has pretty good control. Only walked 19 coming into today, although he has thrown 6 wild pitches and hit a batter. The 1-0 in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Alex Achterman. Throw over to first and back in time. He is Cushman with a dive. Achterman, a senior. He'll swing and a miss. That's 1-2. This is Achterman's 16th pitching start, and that is every game he has appeared in. The 1-2 is sent up the middle, past Black. Holding at second base is Cushman, content with taking just the 90 feet. Nice bit of 2-strike hitting there by Achterman to not rush and just shoot it back from whence it came. But that's what you expect from the first team all-utility player in Achterman. Here it is again. Throwing out his glove to try and get it was Obeso, but he came up empty. And now we are going to have a mound visit here in the very early goings. All we have to talk to his pitcher is Todd George. As I said, Obeso this is his first start of the year. Everyone that was other 31 appearances has been out of the bullpen. That's why he works out of the stretch. However, Obeso has thrown over 39 innings prior to the start of this contest. And now it's John Oliver, who hit a home run back in the first. He's put up the girls 1-0 at the time. He'll watch a curveball dive away from the zone. Oliver this season a .271 hitter with 6 home runs. Make it 7 now. Cushman has a good lead at second. The 1-0 is sent deep into left, but drifting back and able to settle under it is Avila for out number 3. So the girls get 2 on with 2 out, but are unable to come up with any runs. They go to the bottom of the 3rd. Score is 1-1. Back after this on the MIAA Network.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back. So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
They played 2.5, and we're tied up at 1 apiece. Solo home runs in the first for the Gorillas and in the second for the Broncos have us here. So now the batter will be Philip Scott, the third baseman. He lined out to John Oliver at third. A nice diving snag down the line by Oliver. Got the out and took away extra bases from Scott. First pitch from Achterman is a strike. Just humming it in there. As I mentioned, Achterman making his 16th start. That's every time he's appeared on the hill. The 0-1, 12-6 curveball missing low. He's 7-5 with a 3.47 ERA. And there, look over there, is the first baseman Ty Herrenbrook. Herrenbrook will lead things off for the Gorillas in the top of the fourth. A 1-1 fouled out of play. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Achterman thrown 85 and 2/3 innings, and he has 96 strikeouts. Ground ball over to Herrenbrook, and some excellent PFP right there. As it'll go 3-1 the putout. Achterman getting off the mound in a hurry to take the toss from his first baseman, Herrenbrook. Good old pitcher's fielding practice made that look easy. So it'll be Kyle Crowell, who singled in the bottom of the first. And Crowell not pleased with the delay from Achterman pitching by the time Crowell stepped in the box. Asked for time, gets it. And now once he digs in, he will watch a fastball zip through there at the knees. Strike 1. Crowell last night was 1 for 4 against Richardson. He flew out to left, struck out twice, and hit a double. Look inside there at the Central Oklahoma dugout. So they're looking to find any sort of tell in Achterman's pitching they can use to feed to their hitters as to what to expect. Also timing his release. That'll help their runners whenever they get on when it comes to stealing bases. The 2-1 is sent into deep center field. Going back is Olmeyer, still going back, and he'll make the catch with 2 hands mid-stride just before getting to the warning track. Ball kept carrying and carrying on Blaine Olmeyer, but he was able to track it and follow it all the way. Knew where he was in reference to the wall. Allowed him to fearlessly attack that fly ball. So now Joe Mondragon steps in, the designated hitter today, after being at first base for the majority of this tournament. Mondragon hit a single back in the first. The 1-0. Below the knees, 2-0. Mondragon against Missouri Southern had 3 hits, reached base all 4 times he saw the plate. 2 singles, a double, and a walk. 2-1, 2-seamer, punching the outside corner. And yesterday against Richardson was officially 0 for 2. Struck out in the second, grounded out to second in the 8th. He also laid down a sac bunt and drew a walk. The 2-1 will be sent into left field, where Allen has no problem putting it away. 1, 2, 3, go the Broncos in the bottom of the third. We go to the top of the fourth, still 1-1. Back after this with more of the 2019 MLW Baseball semifinal here at Al Ortolani Field.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
Beautiful sunny day here in Pittsburgh, Kansas, as the clouds that were overhanging Al Ortolani Field this morning have all but disappeared. We head to the top of the fourth. Pittsburgh State is tied with Central Oklahoma 1-1. A spot in the 2019 MIAA Baseball Championship title game on the line. It will be played at 4 p.m. there and thereabouts, depending on how long this game takes. Ty Herrenbrook is up. He fouled out to the catcher McWhirter to end the first. The 0-1. He'll chop it to the shortstop Crowell. Fields it on a hop, and a nice throw over to first. And Herrenbrook is retired for the first out of the fourth. Driven into the turf right in front of home, and a couple of nice chest-high hops over to Kyle Crowell. Getting the start at shortstop today in place of the junior Ryan Harrell. And thus far, Crowell has done a phenomenal job going deep in the hole behind second base a few times to record a couple ground ball outs. Junior Obeso, the right-hander for Central Oklahoma, here to start his fourth inning, his very first start of the season. And the senior, after giving up a solo home run to John Oliver in the first, has settled down pretty well. The 1-1 swung on and missed by Caleb Cox, the catcher for Pittsburgh State. Look over there at Central Missouri, who won in wild fashion over Missouri Southern this morning. The 1-2 swung on and missed. Caleb went over the top of it. And that is the second out of the inning. Caleb Cox becomes strikeout victim number 3 of Obeso. There you can see he went down, had no chance of catching that curveball. Nice job digging it out of the turf by TK McWhirter. Now Chaz Burgess is the batter. Burgess grounded out to short in his last at-bat, one of the two that had Crowell going deep in the hole. The 2-0. Check swing, and they will say that he went around. 2 balls and 1 strike. Those fans who are here wearing red not happy with that call. The 2-1 is a hit up the middle. Diving stop by Black. He's going to pick up, throw to first. Not in time. It pulls Crop off the bag. It's a 2-out single for Chaz Burgess. And the Gorillas inning will continue here in the top of the fourth. Ball hit right up the middle. TJ Black did a great job getting to it, playing deeper than what you'd normally see for a second baseman, so he could try and get an extended range, but he was able to cut it off, didn't have a solid time to set his feet, and when he slung it over to first, he pulled the Crop off the bag. Ball gets by the catcher McWhirter, and Burgess will get to second standing up on the pass ball. Blaine Olmeyer is the batter. One ball and no strikes. Take another look. You can see trying to catch it low, but it went right off the thumb of McWhirter's glove, and then it hit his right leg and kicked off to his left. The 1-0, two-seamer that fades outside, 2-0. Olmeyer being held, Burgess being held close to second by the shortstop Crowell. Aveso now will give a check of him. 2-0. Outside. 3-0. Olmeyer struck out swinging to end the second. There's a look at Chaz Burgess, the right fielder for Pittsburgh State. Wearing their black tops and gray pants today. The 3-0. At the knees, 3 balls and 1 strike now. Same road combo that they used when they won both games yesterday. First against the Missouri Western State University Griffins and then against the Central Oklahoma Broncos. Black tops with red letters and numerals outlined in gold. The 3-1 in there. Olmeyer thought that he had ball 4. For the Broncos, they're in their home whites with navy numerals outlined in yellow. Also, the letters are out in navy, outlined in yellow. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Burgess should stay put. The 3-2. Fouled, and they're going to say caught by McWhirter. And they're going to say it was a foul ball. Actually, the third base umpire, Ramon Hernandez, coming in, saying that he saw it hit the turf. Head coach John Martin of Central Oklahoma coming in to argue with Hernandez, saying it's not Hernandez's call. Here's a look at it from our base cam. There's the foul tip, and it did bounce. A great call by Ramon Hernandez down at third. You can see the turf bounce up before it goes into the glove. McWhirter tried to sell the strikeout, did not get the glove down in time, and it was initially called a foul ball by home plate umpire Matt Austinfort, but then he changed his mind when McWhirter held up the ball. But again, a great job by Ramon Hernandez spotting that from his position behind third. 3-2 again fouled off by Olmeyer. Coach John Martin, I am sure, is not happy with how that was. Now Aveso would like a new baseball, and he'll get one. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The runner at second is Burgess with 2 outs. We're tied up at 1 apiece here in the top of the 4th. Umpires for this MIAA baseball tournament have done a phenomenal job all week. The 3-2 is grounded toward Black at second, over to Crop at first to retire Olmeyer. And that is out number 3. John Martin still jawing a little bit at the umpires, but that will do it for the top of the 4th. The Girls get 1 2-out base hit and leave a runner on to the bottom of the 4th. We're still tied up 1-1. Back after this on the MIAA Network.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro. That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
Hasty Awards has been proud to be the official award supplier to the MIAA for 7 years, and we're happy to supply you and your organization with all your award needs. Whether you're ordering for your individual youth sports team or placing a custom medal order, we have you covered. As always, you have our lowest price guarantee, highest quality awards, exceptional service, and our hasty turnaround. We are ready to serve you for your next event, no matter how large or small. Hasty Awards is the #1 source for all your award and recognition needs.
Bottom of the 4th, score 1-1. Each team has 3 hits, but we haven't had a score since the solo home run in the bottom of the 2nd by Paul Crop. Leading things off for the Broncos is Taylor Avila, who struck out looking to end the inning. on the bottom of the first. The 1-0 he'll send to Cushman is short, a backhand, strong throw over to first, pulls the first baseman Herrenbrook off the bag, but is able to apply the tag for the first out of the inning. And coming out to his spot in the third base box was head coach John Martin, and he was still not happy with Ramon Hernandez calling that a foul ball on Wayne Ohlmeyer. But we showed the replay that did indeed confirm that Hernandez saw it properly. First pitch to Kropp is just a little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0, low, 2-0. Kropp has got the only run for Central Oklahoma today, a solo home run off of Alex Achterman to lead off the second inning. That's on a 2-1 pitch that got too much of the plate. The 2-1. That one sent deep into center field. Going back is Ohlmeyer, and he'll watch it go for the second consecutive at-bat. Paul Kropp has a fat pitch over the center of the plate, and he smashes it over the fence for a solo home run. Central Oklahoma leading 2-0 now. My, oh my, that was to dead center field. Ohlmeyer ran over to give it a look, and it was gone, gone, gone. Now Central Oklahoma has a 2-0 lead, and the batter is Brock Rumener. He'll ground it over to Herrenbrook at first. Herrenbrook almost falls, but makes a very strong throw over to Achterman, again covering first base. That is now the second out of the inning. Take a look at it here. Going to his right was Herrenbrook. Slid to make the stop and then had a little trouble getting up easily, but still was able to set his feet to make a nice, sharp throw over to Achterman at first base for the second out. Now the batter is T.K. McWhirter, who grounded out to second base in his previous at-bat. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0. Just a tad low. 2-0. McWhirter, a transfer to Central Oklahoma from Kansas State University. A senior playing out his final games as a Bronco. Now it's 3-0. Alex Achterman on the mound. A little frustrated with himself after giving up the second solo home run to Kropp. And that's ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to T.K. McWhirter. And now it's the number 9 hitter, Drew Barrier, up. There is someone throwing down in Pittsburg State's bullpen along the left field line. And time will be called as Caleb Cox heads out there to get on the same page as his pitcher. This is just the 3rd and 4th home runs allowed by Achterman of the season. And Cox going out there to get on the same page as how to attack Drew Barrier. Pitcher down in the Gorilla bullpen is Connor Lungwitz, senior right-hander. First pitch, fastball, strike 1. Barrier, the number 9 hitter. Where's number 9? And he's playing right field. The number 9 when you do your scorecard. Swung on and missed, strike 2. He would fit in at the 99th precinct in Brooklyn. The 0-2, bouncing, good block by Caleb Cox behind the plate. Holds McWhirter at first. Ackerman working out of the stretch for the third inning. Only inning he hasn't was last inning, the third, when he got the Broncos to go 1-2-3, and now he'll climb the ladder and get Barrier to chase a high fastball to end the inning, but damage done. Another solo home run off the bat of Paul Kropp, this time to dead center field. We go to the fifth. Score UCO 2, PSU 1. Back after this on the MIAA Network.
NCAA Teamworks is how the NCAA, member schools, student athletes, and corporate champions and partners actively engage in outreach efforts where national championships are played. Through initiatives such as NCAA Community 101 service learning projects, disaster relief efforts, youth clinics, backpack and school supply donations, and support of the Special Olympics and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the NCAA and its partners work together to leave a lasting legacy in the community. For more information on NCAA Teamworks, go to ncaa.com/teamworks.
We've got our heads in the game,
Our minds in the classroom,
our hands in the community,
and our feet ready for the world.
We're a part of the NCAA Division II experience
Using our skills
at our universities and in our communities. I chose the MIAA.
I chose the MIAA.
MIAA,
the spirit of our communities.
It's the top of the fifth. The score now 2-1 thanks to a second solo home run by Paul Kropp. And now I am joined by Pitt State Associate Athletic Director for Strategic Partnerships, Chris Kelly. Chris, a lot more people probably know you by your voice than by your title, as you are the voice of the girls for graduation as well as the home basketball games. But thank you very much for giving me your time.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Yeah, we ran through about 1,100 names yesterday, so.
I'm surprised you still have a voice after that.
Always a pleasure.
So talk a little bit about this new baseball facility that was built over the last few months here with some donor money, as the first pitch by over down the right field and running over the wall and flipping it into right field is Drew Barrier, but he'll hop right back over. He ran full bore into that short wall and flipped over into the Bronco bullpen, but then hopped up like it was nothing.
The benefits of youth. Give him about 10 years, he won't be doing that.
You're probably right about that, but as I was saying before we had that rather enjoyable play on the field, talk about this new baseball facility here built with the partnerships of some private donors and public money for the baseball program.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? It's just a complete different atmosphere out here for our fans and also, of course, for our players. You know, it really began, the concept of this dates as far back as 2010 when we had a campus facility plan together, and you can see that throughout campus, starting with the Bicknell Center, the Overman Student Center. Of course, when you look
check swing foul first.
When you look athletically, it really, from a facility standpoint, there began with John Lance Arena, and that renovation there moved over with the Plaster Center, and then really began in earnest here a little over 2 years ago when new turf was added, both here and over in the softball field, and now you have this
ground ball up the middle. Crowell will field it, and strong throw over to first just barely beats Clint Allen for the second time. Allen busting it out of the box and making it a bang-bang play at first.
You have this fantastic facility now, and really it's hard to believe it, but over about the last 2.5-3 years, if you put it all together, a little over $3 million in improvements out here, and boy, you can see what that'll get you.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful facility, and we talked with Jim Johnson, the athletic director, a little bit last night, and then today with Jared Brugman of the Missouri Southern Athletic, and they talked a little bit about what something like this is for and about the tournament and how it helps out communities. What can you see that you've done as far as the relationship with the community in regards to this tournament?
Well, I think you can see it in the hotels and the activity that you saw in the restaurants, gas stations, even the local grocery stores, everybody going by. It's just a fantastic place, and it's not just here in the tournament, you see a lot of teams coming out here and utilizing the field in different ways, dropping by, practicing, coming by, and it's a source of pride as well. We often say that what's good for Pittsburgh is good for Pittsburgh State and vice versa, and this is a perfect example of that.
Talk about some of the new things that have gone into this specific facility. There's a ground ball behind second base. TJ Black will grab it and throw it over to first just in time to retire Quinn Reesner for the second out of the inning.
Well, you see it in the obviously in the new stands that we have here, a press box in the facility you're in right here in this beautiful new box. This is a perfect vantage point you have. I've been a little jealous of watching the stream all week long. You've got the perfect viewpoint right here. But it's also what you don't maybe take into consideration, and I really didn't have this understanding as well. Before we brought in the artificial turf, the players themselves were working on the turf out there, so they would spend hours before and hours afterwards. And from a classroom perspective, it's really cut down on the changes and delays due to weather. The turf drains off. We saw it this week with some of the rain. Games that otherwise would have been unplayable or moving around are able to be played on time. That lends itself to more classroom time for the players, which is ultimately why we're here at the Division II level.
And it's a great experience here. It's a great facility for this, and it's definitely a selling part that you can use for recruiters. And for you can use it for strategic partnerships and things like that. Talk about just how nice it is to be able to show a community that you are willing to invest in a university if they're willing to invest in you.
Oh, well, that goes without saying, and you see it here at Al Ortolani Field. They drive by in the past when the lights would have been on. You might have looked out here and you might have gone, I'll try it later. Today, if you go by last night and the lights are on and you see these stadiums and you see that field, you're saying, I'm dropping by and seeing what's going on because I want to be a part of that atmosphere.
You're absolutely right. And Chris, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this tournament. And we got a fine game going on right here between the Broncos and the Grills, and then we got a great championship coming up.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. And by the way, hats off to you and the job you're doing. It's absolutely fantastic. I've got my father watching online in Independence. He's a class of 70 alum, and this is just like professional baseball. He's having a great time. You guys are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you very much, Chris. Have a great day. That was Chris Kelly, the Associate Athletic Director for Strategic Partnerships here at Pittsburgh State, talking a little bit about the new facilities that have been instituted here at Al Ortolani Field. And we are in the midst of a pitching change for the Broncos. Coming in will be the left-hander Landon Bond. Bond pitched last night. He came in the 7th. This is his 4th appearance in this tournament. Bond, the lefty, will be called upon to get out the left-handed hitting Tyson Cushman. Cushman has grounded out to second and drawn a walk. And the first pitch is in there at the knees, strike one. Following Cushman, it will be the pitcher, Alex Achterman. The 0-1, unable to hold up, is Cushman. Now he's down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Central Oklahoma willing to throw out the kitchen sink, it appears, to get to the championship game that we played immediately after this at approximately 4 p.m. As only going 4 2/3 was the starting pitcher, Junior Obeso. And swing and a miss there by Cushman. He'll go down for the final out of the inning. Going to the bottom of the 5th, it's Central Oklahoma 2, Pittsburgh State 1. Back after this on the MIAA Network.
NCAA Teamworks is how the NCAA, member schools, student athletes, and corporate champions and partners actively engage in outreach efforts where national championships are played. Through initiatives such as NCAA Community 101 service learning projects, disaster relief efforts, youth clinics, backpack and school supply donations, and support of the Special Olympics and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the NCAA and its partners work together to leave a lasting legacy in the community. For more information on NCAA Teamworks, go to ncaa.com/teamworks.
We've got our heads in the game,
Our minds in the classroom,
our hands in the community,
and our feet ready for the world.
We're a part of the NCAA Division II experience
Using our skills
at our universities and in our communities. I chose the MIAA.
I chose the MIAA.
MIAA, the spirit of our communities.
And there is a new pitcher for the Gorillas in their defensive half of the fifth. The new pitcher will be right-hander Connor Lungwitz, coming on in relief of Alex Ackerman. As Ackerman went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, and allowed 4 hits. First batter that Lungwitz will face is TJ Black. There you can see the first baseman Ty Herrenbrook, who's made a couple of nice defensive plays over there at first. Getting over to his left, over to his right, excuse me, and then fielding the ball cleanly and underhanding it to the pitcher, who at that time was Ackerman. So the batter is TJ Black, who is 0 for 2, a ground out to second and a pop out to short. And the first pitch is high and outside, ball 1. Lungwitz will come set after getting the sign from Caleb Cox, the catcher, and he will miss just low. Ball 2. Over the heart of the plate was that one, but it did not hit the strike zone. The 2-0. That one's popped up, and the shortstop, Cushman, can't see it. Thankfully, it drifts out further than he expected, and the left fielder, Allen, will put it away for out number 1. You can see it here on the replay. If you look to your left, you see Cushman drifting back. His hands are outside at his side as if to say, where is it, where is it, where is it? And he wasn't bailed out by his teammates, at least telling him that it was further back. However, Allen was able to make the catch for the out. Ball low against Philip Scott, who is 0 for 2 thus far. He lined out to John Oliver at third, and he grounded out to Herrenbrook at first. Herrenbrook fed Ackerman for the 3-1 putout. Now he'll hit a little hopper, missed by Oliver, pick up by Cushman, throw over to first, not in time. That is a very tough play for Tyson Cushman. He was able to cut it off after it got by the glove of John Oliver. And it was a strong, accurate throw by Cushman, but didn't have enough oomph on it. And you can see here stepping on first well before the throw was Philip Scott. So it's an infield single for Scott. And that'll bring up Kyle Crowell. 1 for 2 today. A single and a fly out to center. His fly out to center sent Ohlmeyer back and into the corner of right center field. He made the catch mid-stride. Pitch is just below the knees, ball 1. Central Oklahoma has 2 runs on 4 hits, and really it's 2 runs on 2 hits, as they've both been solo home runs. Taking off from first is Scott, and he'll get there uncontested with a feet first slide, and he almost overslid the bag. That's something we haven't seen very much of, at least with the feet first variety slide. Head first, it happens nearly all the time here. Players not used to the turf, and so they will go by. Here you can see it again. He slid much later, tried to do a hook slide, and he was able to just barely keep his fingertips on second base. Uncontested stolen base there by Scott. 2-0 the count, and that's a curveball that stayed up and in, and Crowell ducking underneath it to avoid being plunked in the helmet. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th, Central Oklahoma leading Pittsburg State 2-1. A spot in the 2019 MIAA Baseball Championship game on the line. Keeping his feet moving there at second base is Scott. And the pitcher, Lungwitz, focusing on Scott just a little too much. Will walk Crowell, putting runners at first and second with 1 out. And now there's going to be a mound visit from head coach Aaron Mead, trying to calm down the 6'5" senior out of Wichita, Kansas. He came to Pittsburg State from Wichita State University. There's a righty up in the Gorilla bullpen down the left field line. Both of these teams will throw everything they have at the other to face Central Missouri. Pitcher appears to be, well, I can't quite tell if it was a 44 or 45. If it's 44, it's Ryan Cedeno, but he is a sophomore catcher, so I'm pretty sure it's 45. The right-hand pitcher, Justin Root. There's third base coach and a head coach, John Martin of Central Oklahoma. It is indeed the freshman, Justin Root. The batter is Joe Mondragon, and it'll be a fake inside pickoff move in order to keep Scott close to the bag. Nobody was there, so it's just a step off and in. First pitch to Mondragon will hit the zone. So the mound visit, at least initially, has done enough to clear Lungwitz's head. No balls and 1 strike. Cushman behind the runner at second. Ball low, swung on and missed, but yet get away from Caleb Cox. Strike 2 on Mondragon, but getting down to second and third respectively are Crowell and Scott because of the pass ball. Now Caleb Cox will have to toughen up defensively, keep these runners at bay if the Gorillas want to keep this to a 2-1 deficit. The 0-2. That's grounded fair underneath the glove of Herrenbrook and into the right field corner. 1 run is in. Cruising in around third is Crowell, and pulling up with a 1-out 2 RBI double is Joe Mondragon. Central Oklahoma has a 4-1 lead now. That ball just underneath the glove of Herrenbrook at first and just over the first base bag. Take another look at it right here. Just over the bag and basically running down the fair foul line until it got into the outfield, and then it curved away into the corner, running away from the right fielder Burgess. Now a ball ripped through the hole at short and third. Being held up at third base is Mondragon. But Taylor Avila will be on base for the first time today with a 1-out single. And right now, Connor Lungwitz having a tough time getting the ball by anybody. And he will be relieved as head coach Bob Fornelli makes the slow walk out to the mound for a pitching change. Lungwitz comes in to start the 5th and can only get 1 out. And now it's on to the right-handed thrower of Justin Root, the freshman, to try and get out of this jam. We'll step aside for a break and come back after this here on the MIAA Network.
We've got our heads in the game,
our minds in the classroom,
our hands in the community,
and our feet ready for the world.
We're a part of the NCAA Division II experience.
Using our skills
at our universities and in our communities. I chose the MIAA.
I chose the MIAA.
MIAA, the spirit of our communities.
These are your teams, your players, your community of fans. This is where they play, where they practice, where you cheer. At every meet, every event, every game. Your community is passionate, dedicated, supportive. You know the tension of a close game and the thrill of the win. So while you're cheering, keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Here's a replay of that 2 RBI double yanked down the line of first, just as I said, underneath the glove of Herrenbrook and over the bag, and that's one of the toughest plays for a right fielder to have. He did a good job picking out of the corner, though, did Burgess, but damage was done by that point as cruising into second base was Mondragon. That put up Central Oklahoma 4-1 now, with only one out here in the bottom of the 5th. New pitcher for the Gorillas is Justin Root. Root will come in, and he will face off against Paul Kropp. And Kropp is the last hitter the Gorillas want to face right now with runners on and less than 2 outs, as Kropp is 2 for 2 with 2 home runs. The 1-0 in the dirt, and now caught in between first and second, and the ball is thrown into center field. Mondragon will come in to score, and going to third is Taylor Avila. That was a ball in the dirt, and it was I don't know if it was a straight steal or supposed to be a double steal, but whenever Cox saw that Avila was caught halfway between second and first, he threw it into center field. His goal wasn't to do that. His goal was to try and get it to second base and cut down Avila, but he airmailed it. So Avila goes all the way to third on the air, and Mondragon will come in and score. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. And it's now 5-1. Central Oklahoma leading Pittsburgh State. Kropp will foul it into the backstop. Kropp 2 for 2 with 2 solo home runs, one in the second to tie the game, one in the fourth to give Central Oklahoma the lead, and since then it's been all Broncos, especially here in the 5th where they've already scored 3, and he'll yank one just foul down the third base line. Diving out of the way is Avila, the runner at third. Inning started off with a routine fly ball to left, with the relief pitcher Connor Lungwoods coming on in place of Alex Achterman. And there was a single by Philip Scott, a walk by Kyle Crowell, a double by Joe Mondragon, and then a single by Taylor Avila. And now coming in is Justin Root, and Justin Root has Paul Kropp missing that breaking ball for the second out of the inning, the first strikeout for Root today. Batter now will be Brock Rumener, who talks to head coach John Martin. Take one more look at it. Curveball just dives right underneath the bat of Kropp. First time Kropp has been retired today. Brock Rumener is 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the second, had to be tagged out by Cox. And he grounded out to the first baseman, Herrenbrook, who underhanded to Ackerman in the fourth. Ball low, blocked by Cox. And Caleb Cox having his workout today as the Gorilla pitchers are focusing low. Cox has had a bit of a rough time this afternoon after doing a phenomenal job last night behind the plate during Dante Richardson's complete game 1-run winning performance. 2 balls, no strikes, a runner on third, 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Central Oklahoma leading Pittsburg State 5-1. A 2-0 at the knees. Strike 1. There's a look at Root, the 6'5" redshirt freshman from Lee Summit, Missouri, a graduate of Lee Summit North High School. The 2-1 swung on and missed. It's now 2-2 on Ruminer. Ruminer, a .331 hitter entering today's game with 39 base hits. The 2-2 low, full count. Root will take a long look in at Cox and come set. Kick and deal. Ball hit to the shortstop Cushman, who circles it. Throw over to first, and that will retire Ruminer, but not before Central Oklahoma adds 3 to take a commanding 5-1 advantage as we head to the 6th. Top of the 6th coming up. It's 5-1 Central Oklahoma. Back after this on the MIAA Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Top of the 6th, score 5-1. Central Oklahoma over Pittsburg State after they scored 3 runs on 3 hits in the bottom of the 5th to take this lead. So now up is the designated hitter, Alex Achterman, who is 1 for 2 today. He singled back in the 3rd. He's going to face off against the left-handed Landon Bond. Bond retired. First and only batter he has faced thus far, Tyson Cushman, on a strikeout. 0-1 in there, no balls and 2 strikes. A right-hander up in Central Oklahoma's bullpen. Possibly be Bond's last batter here, as after this it's a couple of righties for the Gorillas. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. After Achterman will be John Oliver and Ty Herrenbrook. The 1-2 is sent into center field on the right field side, and the catch is made by Brock Ruminer. Now the batter is going to be John Oliver, and take a look at over there running in camera with how sunny it is. Our camera upper Matt Lamb has to throw his spare hoodie over his viewfinder in order to see what's going on. 1 out now for Oliver, who hit a home run way back in the 1st inning. That initially gave the Gorillas a 1-0 lead. Since then, it's been all Central Oklahoma. He'll hit a ball into center field, and again, Ruminer will drift over to his left and put it away for out number 2. Gorillas in danger of going down 1-2-3 here in the 6th. all the momentum being squarely with the Broncos. Batter Ty Herrenbrook. And he watches a ball miss just up. 1 ball, no strikes. Herrenbrook has popped out to the catcher, fouled out to the catcher, excuse me, and grounded towards short. The 1-0. Just up 2-0. Central Oklahoma in the bottom of the 6th, as you see the left-handed throwing Landon Bond, who is changing up his throwing style right now. The 2-0 foul back into the net. Earlier in this tournament, he would hold his glove up over his face where you could only see his eyes if you were right behind him. There's the second baseman, TJ Black. He's in shallow right field. Anticipation of a ball hit the opposite way. The 2-1 swung on and missed. Herrenbrook being way too aggressive for a 2-1 count. A 12-6 breaking ball diving underneath his bat. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the 6th. The pitch swung on and missed, and there's the horizontal breaking ball that'll slide in and underneath the barrel of Herrenbrook. 1, 2, 3 go to the Gorillas here in the top of the 6th. To the bottom of the 6th, it's Central Oklahoma 5, Pitt State 1. Back after this on the MIAA Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Bottom of the 6th, and TK McWhirter will step in the right-hand batter's box to take his first swings against Justin Root, who finished out the bottom of the 5th for the Gorillas, and he will promptly give up a single to McWhirter right back up the middle. So now it's a runner on first for Drew Barrier. Number 9 hitter for Central Oklahoma, as they smell blood in the water and they want to try and put this game away early. Fake steal by McWhirter has the infield moving. And Barrier draws ball 1. McWhirter and Barrier, the only 2 Broncos to not bat in the bottom of the 5th, where they scored 3. Bunt popped up, running to give chase and not getting there in time as it bounces off the backstop. Is the catcher Caleb Cox. So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Barrier's 0 for 1 today. He struck out swinging in the 4th, drew a walk in the 2nd. Short lead by McWhirter, and now time asked for by Barrier and granted it. So Root will step off. Now he's back on. The 1-1 incoming. Once again, swing around the bunt is Barrier. He picks it up. Grabbed by Root. Only play is to first. Heading on down to second is McWhirter on the sacrifice bunt. And that bunt was right down the first base line. And when Root fielded it, he could have reached out and tagged the runner Barrier if he wanted to, but instead decided to loft it over to Herrenbrook at first base in order to for sure get the out. Now it's the top of the order, and TJ Black. He'll lay down a bunt. This one will be to the third base side, picked up by Root, and he can't throw it over to first. And also taking third is McWhirter. It's a bunt single for TJ Black as he threw the bat head down very late and caught the entire PSU infield by surprise. Take a look at it right here. And it was a good bunt right into the turf in front of home and just killed the ball. Able to give it a high bounce to give himself even more time to get down to first. Puts runners at the corners with one out, and Philip Scott is the batter. He'll swing, fake down a throw to second by Cox. Stolen base to second by Black. Curveball was low. 1 ball and no strikes. Now the infield for Pittsburgh State will be brought in, knowing that they can't afford to give up anything else. The 1-0, and again in the dirt. And this time Cox is able to smother it completely. Runner at third is TK McWhirter, the catcher. Runner at second is TJ Black, the second baseman. Scott, for his day, is 1 for 3. He's lined out to third, grounded out to first, and hit a single. 2-0, low and away, 3-0. Scott singled, stole second, got to third on a pass ball, and scored on the double by Joe Mondrigan. Look at the infield and the runners there. 3-0. On the outside edge. 3 balls and 1 strike. Winner will face Central Missouri for an automatic bid into the NCAA D2 baseball tournament. Ball 4, well outside. And it'll be another pitching change as head coach Bob Fornelli makes his way out of the Gorilla dugout and heading to the mound. So Justin Root's afternoon is done. Able to go 1 full inning, but he'll leave with the bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Pitching change for the Gorillas. We'll step aside and come back after this with more of the 2019 MIAA Baseball Championship after this. Bottom of the 6th, the wind has shifted drastically. Instead of blowing in from right, it is now blowing out to right. A very stiff breeze. Ball hit up in that jet stream. Could carry a very long way. New pitcher for the Gorillas is the left-hander Tanner Lane. Lane was an all-MIAA second-team relief pitcher this year for the Gorillas. And his job is to get out of this bases-loaded, one-out jam. Lane, a 5'11", 175-pound sophomore from Webb City, Missouri. And coming here from Fort Scott Community College. First pitch is to Kyle Kraus, send it into center field. Circling around and coming behind it is Ohlmeyer. He'll make the catch. His throw is going to be to third. That's the smart throw there. Short hops Cushman. Cushman will keep it. Coming in to score on the sac fly is McWhirter, but the throw to third base keeps Black at second and Scott at first. So now the score is 6-0, and you can see it right there. Just taking a pitch that he can handle and sending it high into the air. Now there are 2 outs. And the batter is Joe Mondragon. Mondragon is 2 for 3 today, a single and a double. He's also flown out to left. Strike one from the left-handed throwing Tanner Lane. Mondragon's double scored Scott and Crowell, putting up Central Oklahoma 4-1. And has really put the pressure on Pittsburg State. Curveball swung on a missed, and Cox can't find it. Bounces out to Lane. So going to second and third are Scott and Black, respectively, because of the pass ball. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. Lane 1 strike away from really limiting the damage. The 0-2 fouled out of play. As I said, the winner of this one will take on Central Missouri, who won a thriller this morning over Missouri Southern, walking off the Lions 5-4. Scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th after the Lions scored 1 run in the top of the 9th to take a 4-3 lead. The 0-2, and that's going to hit Mondragon in the back of the helmet. And Mondragon is frustrated, not necessarily at Lane personally, just at the fact that he was hit in general. Take another look at it, as it was unintentional. That was a fastball, and oh my goodness, that got Crowell, Jimmy Mondragon, basically on the furthest part of the helmet possible without hitting Mondragon in the face. That is some scary stuff right there. Ball just tailed away from Lane on unfortunate circumstance. Another batter is Taylor Avila. 1 for 3 today, a strikeout looking, ground out to short, and then a single. Runner at third, Black. Runner at second, Scott. Runner at first, Mondragon. Central Oklahoma leading PSU 6-1. 2-0 now on Avila. Player got the walk-off hit for the Mules this morning. Well, it's Mason Jarvin would come into this game, come into that at-bat 0 for 4. His single drove in pinch runner Dalton Dull, who took over on second base from Zach Whalen, whose double tied the game. 2-0 inside, 3-0. Nowhere for Avila to go, so Lane has to go right at him. The 3-0. Outside, ball 4, and Lane walks in a run. 7-1 now. Central Oklahoma leading Pittsburg State. And Aaron Mead, the pitching coach, will come out and talk to Lane. There's some action down in the Gorilla bullpen, and it could just be a parade of Gorillas until they can get an out. Left-handed sidearm slinging Seamus Carney is in the bullpen for the Gorillas. And this is quickly getting out of hand for Pittsburg State. Central Oklahoma, though, slowly but surely working their way toward that run rule limit. And the batter is Paul Kropp, who is 2 for 3 with 2 home runs. His one out was a strikeout. That was against Justin Root last inning. The first pitch to Kropp, low. 5 straight balls thrown by Lane. 6 if you count the hit by pitch of Mondragon. The 1-0 is outside, 2-0. And they may be working around Kropp, but they have nowhere to go. Pitt State does have 2 outs, so they can get out of this jam if possible. But they have a tall order ahead of them if they want to come back and win this at the moment. Down 6. Central Oklahoma up 7-1. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Out behind the fence, just beyond, and you can see right there, Central Oklahoma, their dugout, feeling pretty jovial with how the game is currently, and their chances of facing Central Missouri in the title contest. The 2-1, high 3-1. And both home runs from Kropp off of starting pitcher Alex Achterman came on a hitter's count. First home run was a 2-0 count. Second was a 2-0 count. 3-1 here, hitter's count. The pitch. That ball is soared into shallow right field. Coming over to get it is Burgess. He'll grab it just in fair territory and in the inning. But the Broncos tack on 2 more. They're up now 7-1 to the 7th. It's 7-1 Central Oklahoma. Back after this on the MIAA Network.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
It is the top of the 7th. Central Oklahoma leading Pittsburg State 7-1. And the bottom of the 6th, the Broncos scored 2 runs on 2 hits. They left the bases loaded. Caleb Cox, the catcher, is up 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short, struck out swinging. He will face off against Landon Bond, who will start his 2nd inning of work. The 1-0 fouled out of play. One ball and 1 strike on Cox. After Cox, scheduled hitters are Burgess and Olmeyer. In there, 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's the 5, 6, 7 hitters for Pittsburg State, who need to start a comeback now if they want to have a chance to win. Central Oklahoma leaving it in their talented left-handed hands. Ground ball fair, a third down the line. Rounding first and digging for second is Cox. He will cruise in with a leadoff double, taking a 1-2 pitch from the outer half of the plate and yanking it right down third. Nice bit of hitting by Cox. And now the Gorillas are in business. Third baseman Scott didn't even attempt it for Central Oklahoma. Just let it roll into the corner where it had to be dug out by Avila. So the batter is Chaz Burgess, who singled in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 2. Big bender in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike here in the top of the 7th. Landon Bond, as I said, has adjusted his pitching style. The 0-1 fouled, and just on the other side of the net, TK McWhirter gave it a nice long look, and it was blown out of play by the wind. And as I said, is howling out to right field right now. 6 home runs in these last 2 games. 2 home runs in the first 12 combined. Excuse me, 3 in the first 12 games combined. Foul ball in and out of the glove of McWhirter. There's one between Missouri Southern and Northwest Missouri on the first day. One against Missouri Western and Northwest Missouri. Excuse me, Lindenwood and Northwest Missouri. The 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strike. The second and third home runs prior to the 6 today were Missouri Western against Emporia State. That 1-2 down, 2-2. And Lindenwood against Northwest Missouri State. The Lindenwood home run was hit by Mitchell Krebs, their second baseman, to give them the 4-3 win. The home run by Missouri Western was a 3-run home run by Casey Danley to help them overcome the Hornets. 4-2. The count now full on Chaz Burgess. And in the first game, there were 4 home runs. Solo shots by Mike Million, Ryan Hunter. Now the ball hit down the line to right, and that'll be just fair. Bouncing around the corner, racing around second, and no pulling in with a double is Chaz Burgess. Back-to-back doubles to lead off the 7th. And the Gorillas are on the scoreboard for the first time since the first inning. And Burgess didn't really turn on the Jets out of the box. Great read on the carom, though, by the right fielder Barrier. Coming in to score from second base is Caleb Cox. Missouri Southern against Central Missouri hit 3 home runs. It was Mike Million, Ryan Hunter, and also Matt Miller. And for Central Missouri Mules, it was Eric Webb with a 2-run home run. All of the Missouri Southern home runs were solo shots, and pinch hitter for Blaine Olmeyer will be Chase Kilgore. And with that, Landon Bond's day, I believe, will be done. Yes, coming in from the Central Oklahoma bullpen is Chandler Shepard. Haven't made the signal just yet. Now they will, and Shepard climbs over the wall and heads toward the mound. So with that, we'll step aside during this pitching change and come back with more of the 2019 MIAA Baseball Championship after this.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro. That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
Hasty Awards has been proud to be the official award supplier to the MIAA for 7 years, and we're happy to supply you and your organization with all your award needs. Whether you're ordering for your individual youth sports team or placing a custom medal order, we have you covered. As always, you have our lowest price guarantee, highest quality awards, exceptional service, and our hasty turnaround. We are ready to serve you for your next event, no matter how large or small. Hasty Awards is the #1 source for all your award and recognition needs.
New pitcher is actually going to be Gabe Littlejim, right-hander who pitched against Missouri Southern on Friday and got the win. Landon Bond went 1 1/3 innings. Coming on in relief of the starter, Junior Obeso. Now Littlejim facing off against the pinch hitter Chase Kilgore. Righty on righty matchup here. The runner at second is Chaz Burgess. And Littlejim will start off with a strike to Kilgore. Kilgore on the year. It's just a 154 hitter, but he gets on base. The 0-1 is sent out of play. Kilgore, a 353 on base percentage. The 0-2 incoming from Littlejim. And are they going to call foul ball or hit by pitch? Saying a foul ball. As that hit the very knob of the bat on Kilgore and then popped away. So still no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Burgess double that drove in Caleb Cox came on a 3-2 pitch, and there is the foul ball. Yeah, it looked like he got the knob of the bat. Very close to see there between the forearm and the knob of the bat, and to me that looks like it's the knob. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Kilgore. The 2-2 high, 3-2 now. Chase Kilgore coming off the bench is being very patient. Clint Allen is on the on-deck circle currently. The 3-2 inside, ball 4. A walk worked by Chase Kilgore to put runners at first and second with nobody out. And Allen will indeed step to the plate. Allen 0 for 2 today, a ground out to third and a ground out to short. Wind blowing stoutly out to right field. The pitch high. The 4th straight ball thrown by Gabe Littlejim. He got a strike in his very first pitch against the pinch hitter, Chase Kilgore. And Kilgore fouled off 2, and it was 4 straight balls. The 1-0. That'll hit the corner, strike 1. Allen, last night against the Broncos, was 1 for 2. He had a single, and he also drew a walk. There's the runner over at first, Kilgore. And going from the outside to the inside is Littlejim. 4 strike 2. Still nobody out here in the top of the 7th. The runner at second base is Chaz Burgess. TJ Black trying to keep him close. There's someone up and throwing in the Bronco bullpen. The 1-2 just off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's too close for Allen to tank again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, nobody out. The pitch from Little Jim to Allen. Outside. Count now 4. Third base is open. So they could walk Allen here. But it definitely would have more momentum swing in the favor of the Gorillas. The 3-2 fouled off. Allen didn't like the pitch, but he knew he had to swing, so he's able to get just enough of it to send it out of play. Defense straight away against Allen. Second, Burgess at first, Kilgore for the Gorillas. Little Jim will come set. Check Burgess, who takes another shuffle step. The 3-2, once more, it's spoiled. So the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes still. A long look in at McWhirter. Now Little Jim will come set and pitch. Ball 4. And Gabe Little Jim has come in from the bullpen for the Broncos and walked the first 2 batters he has faced. Coach John Martin not happy with that. Up and throwing down in the bullpen for the Broncos now is Josh Rutland. And coming over to get some advice and strategy as to how to approach this is Quinn Reasoner, the second baseman. And once he gets to the plate, McWhirter will head out and talk to Little Jim. As Josh Rutland continues to warm up in the bullpen. Defensive substitution for the Broncos. Now it's shortstop is Ryan Harrell, excuse me. And just as TK McWhirter gets behind the plate, we'll have a mound visit. Bullpen gate is opening up. No signal just yet, but saying he is ready to come in is Josh Rutland. And we still haven't had a signal. Home plate and umpire Matt Ossenfort coming out there. Rutland is walking toward the gate as if he's expecting to come in right now, but still haven't seen a sign, and not sure exactly what Martin is talking with home plate umpire Ossenfort about. And now the call will be made coming in. Josh Rutland. Central Oklahoma had a 7-1 lead coming into this top of the 7th, but the Gorillas have shown life, and now there is another pitching change for the Broncos. Step aside, and on the back end, we'll come back with the continuation of the 7th here on the MIAA Network.
NCAA Teamworks is how the NCAA, member schools, student athletes, and corporate champions and partners actively engage in outreach efforts where national championships are played. Through initiatives such as NCAA Community 101 service learning projects, disaster relief efforts, youth clinics, backpack and school supply donations, and support of the Special Olympics and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the NCAA and its partners work together to leave a lasting legacy in the community. For more information on NCAA Teamworks, go to ncaa.com/teamworks.
We've got our heads in the game,
our minds in the classroom,
our hands in the community,
and our feet ready for the world.
We're a part of the NCAA Division II experience.
Using our skills
at our universities and in our communities. I chose the MIAA.
I chose the MIAA.
MIAA, the spirit of our communities.
A little bit of a unique song choice as Josh Rutland comes in for the Broncos, as the song being played over the PA system is Wild Thing. And that's kind of how this 7th inning has gone for the Broncos. Gabe Littlejim came in and he faced 2 batters, did not record an out. So now it's on to Josh Rutland to try and get out of this bases loaded, no out jam. Batter that Rutland will face first is Quinn Reesner, the number 9 hitter for the Gorillas. Ball at the knees for a strike. Reesner today is 0 for 2, a strikeout looking, and a ground out to second. Rutland will come set and miss just below the knees now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inning started off with a double by Caleb Cox. He was then doubled in by Chaz Burgess. Since then, back-to-back walks by Gabe Littlejim, who came in relief of Landon Bond. And that has loaded the bases up. Runner at second is pinch hitter Chase Kilgore. The runner at first is the left fielder Clint Allen, and at third is Burgess. 7-2 Central Oklahoma leading Pittsburg State here in the top of the 7th. Infield is all the way back, not even trying to play for a corners in approach, where you cut down a runner at home if it's hit to first or third, but then turn the double play if it's hit up the middle. Everyone's all the way back. Just content to play for outs are the Broncos here. So they just need to get 9, and they will face Central Missouri in the title game. The 2-2. Spoiled odds more. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the Gorillas, who looked basically left for dead coming into this inning, suddenly find themselves with a little bit of life and momentum. You know, they trail 7-2, and the bases loaded with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. The 2-2, high, 3-2. There is nowhere for Reesner to go. And then after that, it'll go to the top of the order with Tyson Cushman. The 3-2 on the freshman, Quinn Reesner. The pitch, that's going to be sent into right field, past the diving black. 1 run is in, and that'll be all. A strong throw from Drew Barrier. But coming in to score is Chaz Burgess, the freshman, coming through in a big spot for the Gorillas. Just saw a pitch on the outside, took it the outside. You saw they're having to stop to see if it was going to be caught by the diving black was Allen, the runner at first. Base is still loaded here, and the batter now Tyson Cushman. Cushman 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out, and he will swing from his shoes and come up empty. Runner at third, pinch runner Kilgore at the bottom of your screen. The runner at second is Allen. And then at first, Quinn Reesner just hit an RBI single off a full count. Score now 7-3. Central Oklahoma leading over Pittsburg State. And all of a sudden, after Landon Bond was pitching excellently, Central Oklahoma pitchers are struggling to find the strike zone. The 1-1 inside, 2-1. And this is what happens when you have to play 3 to 5 games in a 4-day span. You got to run through all your pitchers more than once, and some of them are sharp, some of them are not. The 3-2-1, that's fouled. Back into the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Cushman, who entering today was at 269, 411, 324 slash line. Two balls, 2 strikes. Check of the runner at third by Rutland. He'll kick and deal. Ball low. The count is full. You can see Reisner over there clapping, cheering on his teammates, and the bench going absolutely raucous with every ball thrown by a Central Oklahoma pitcher. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The bases are loaded. The pitch, ball 4! And the 4th Gorilla run comes in courtesy of a base on balls to Tyson Cushman. It's Kilgore, the pinch hitter who drew a walk, who taps home plate for the 4th Gorilla run. Win Reisner, you see over there at second, comes through with a full count, base knock. And after that, Rutland is going to have a courtesy call from pitching coach Todd George, another Bronco up in the bullpen. It's Dylan Hall. And I got a feeling that head coach John Martin really does not want to put Hall in here, as Hall absolutely mowed down Lindenwood on Thursday, pitching a 1-hit shutout against the Lindenwood Lions. And I bet that Coach Martin would just love to keep Hall in his back pocket for the championship game, but you got to get there. You can't play for something you don't have. So if he needs to, you can guarantee that Hall will come in, as he is up and throwing in their bullpen in a hurry. Bases are still loaded with nobody out. The batter is the designated hitter now, Alex Achterman. He started the game on the hill, and it's ball 1 to Achterman, who is 1 for 3, a single in the 3rd, ground out in the 1st, fly out to center in the 6th. The 1-0, Achterman knocks it into the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. Achterman, as I said, started this game for the Gorillas. He went 4 innings and was replaced by Connor Lungwitz. The 1-1, ground ball up the middle to Harrell. He kicks it up on a hard hop to second for 1, over to first, not in time. Nice slide at second base by Tyson Cushman. A clean slide, but a nice slide. Helps break up the double play. That'll put runners at the corners with 1 out, but a 5th run comes in to score for the Gorillas. And going to 3rd is Quinn Reisner. 6'4", fielder's choice. Cuts down Tyson Cushman for just the first out of this 7th inning. Now John Oliver is up. With runners at the corners and 1 out, Oliver, the most dangerous hitter in this Gorilla lineup. He was a triple shy of the cycle the other day, and he wanted to put that pitch on the PSU softball field behind the left field fence. The runner at first is Achterman. The runner at third, Reesner. The 0-1 fouled out of play. One ball, no balls, 2 strikes. Over there, Achterman just hit into a fielder's choice that drove in a run. The score now 7-5, Central Oklahoma PSU. The 0-2 bounced in front of home. Pitcher going to go to second in time, but Oliver, hustling out of the box, prevents the double play, and the 6th run by the Gorillas score. It's a 1-6 fielder's choice. There was a chance at a play at the plate, but instead, just going straight to second was Rutland. So it's actually a 1-4 fielder's choice, with Achterman being retired. Batter now, Ty Herrenbrook. Two outs now. The runner at first is Oliver, and this Gorilla team was left for dead, and the Broncos have let them climb right back in it. The 2-0 swung on and sent out of play. Herrenbrook is 0 for 3. He's fouled out to the catcher, grounded out to short, and struck out swinging. Rutland is the 3rd Bronco pitcher to throw in this 7th inning. The 2nd one to come out of the bullpen. 3 balls, 1 strike. Landon Bond started the 7th, gave up back-to-back doubles. He was then replaced by Gabe Littlejim, who issued back-to-back walks. And Rutland is gonna walk Herrenbrook to put runners at first and second with 2 outs still. Up and throwing to get ready in the bullpen is Dylan Hall, the ace of the Central Oklahoma pitching staff, coming over to talk with third base coach is the hitter, Caleb Cox. Once again, you can see Dylan Hall there getting ready. Caleb Cox started this inning with a double. He eventually came around to score on the double by Chaz Burgess. 7-6, Central Oklahoma leading the Gorillas after they came into this inning leading 7-1. 2 on, 2 out. Cox swings and misses. Slider dives down and away. And Cox swings over the top. Runner second is Oliver, has decent speed. The 0-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside of that double, Cox is grounded out to short, struck out swinging. 1-1 incoming. Outside, 2-1. The 13 runs here are the most scored in any one game. The previous total was 9, which has been done multiple times. The 2-1 grounded over to Black at second. He'll field it, throw over to first to retire Caleb Cox. But the Pittsburgh State Gorillas are back in this ball game, down 1 run. It's 7-6 Central Oklahoma. Back with the 7th inning after this. You are watching the MIAA Network.
heads in the game,
our minds in the classroom,
our hands in the community,
and our feet ready for the world.
We're a part of the NCAA Division II experience.
Using our skills
at our universities and in our communities. I chose the MIAA.
I chose the MIAA. MIAA, the spirit of our communities.
These are your teams, your players, your community of fans. This is where they play, where they practice, where you cheer. At every meet, every event, every game. Your community is passionate, dedicated, supportive. You know the tension of a close game and the thrill of the win. So while you're cheering, keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
It's the bottom of the 7th. Pittsburgh State now only trails by 1 after they scored 5 runs on 3 hits in the top of the 7th. They were given 4 free passes. Allow them to get those runners on. The new pitcher is going to be the left-hander Brad Kinsey. And Kinsey was an all third-team MIAA selection this year. He was also on the hill in Pittsburgh State's 5-4 loss against Central Missouri on Friday. Kinsey had a few mental lapses, but for the most part, he was able to come through it with no problem. Staying in to play left field is Chase Kilgore. First batter that Kinsey will face is Brock Rumener. And Rumener will square around to bunt, pull the bat back, take a ball. The 1-0 in there for a strike. Kinsey, 78 strikeouts, coming in throwing flames. He's ahead of Brock Rumener, 1 ball and 2 strikes, and the attitude in the Central Oklahoma dugout is drastically different now than it was at the top of the 7th. The 1-2 will be pulled foul of third. They were all smiles and generally upbeat going into the top of the 7th, and now it's a very somber attitude to the 1-2. Just a bit outside, 2-2. Scheduled to hit following Rumener are McWhirter and Barrier. 2-2. We're spacing over there Ty Herrenbrook, who is able to work a walk that helped continue the inning for the Gorillas. They were unable to score any more runs once he got on, but he did get on. Count now full. There are the Mules of Central Missouri, who are just hanging out, waiting to see who they're going to play after this game. And a big breaking ball. Swing and a miss by Rumener. Strikeout number 1 for Kinsey. Coming into this 7th, here's another look at it. Dove down and in on the feet of Rumener. The Broncos have scored 6 runs on 6 hits, and they have left 5 on base. In the first 3 innings, they only scored 1 run on 3 hits and left 3 on base. TK McWhirter watches ball 1, miss low and in. He hit a single in the bottom of the 6th. And came around to score on the sac fly by Kyle Crowell. The 1-0 is chopped in front of home. Cox will come out from behind home. Easy toss over to first for out number 2. And you can just feel the change in attitude of both teams, of how emotions have swung in the favor of the Gorillas. For that top of the 7th, everything was Central Oklahoma's way, and now it's in the favor of Pittsburg State. Drew Barrier, the number 9 hitter, watches ball 1, bouncing the dirt away from him. Barrier is 0 for 1 officially. He walked in the second, hit a sac bunt in the 6th. The 1-0, low, 2-0. Still up and throwing is Dylan Hall and the Broncos bullpen. The 2-0, low, 3-0. Caleb Cox telling Kinsey to keep his shoulders square and to just go straight home, and that is ball 4, real high and tight. It's a 2-out walk drawn by Barrier. So it's DJ Black, the leadoff hitter. Aaron Mead will come out and talk with Kinsey. And I wonder if Kinsey's job was to deal with these 3, and if he could get them out, great. If not, he'd be pulled following this. Bullpen's going to be emptied by both teams here. You can just see, as I said, the change in body language by Central Oklahoma, seeing the score change from 7-1 to 7-6 in a very slow fashion. It's kind of like death by 1,000 cuts, as they were really doing it to themselves, issuing walks. As I said, the Gorillas scored 5 runs on only 2 hits, and only 2 of them were super solid. They were the doubles by Cox and Burgess to begin the top of the 7th. TJ Black is 1 for 4, grounding out to second, popping out to short, flying out to left, and then he singled and scored in the 6th. Throw over by Kinsey, and back in time is Barrier. Fastball at the knees on the outside corner. Strike 1. Some of the Central Missouri players slowly making their way back from the hitting facility and the softball facility out beyond right field. No balls. Excuse me, 1 ball, 1 strike, with 1 on and 2 out here in the 7th. A 1-1 down and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kinsey will come set. Check Barrier at first. And deal. Check swing. They'll peel and say he did not go around, and Black broke his ankles holding on to that swing. So it's 3-1. TJ Black releasing his waist so that his lower half continued to turn, but kept his upper half steady. Swing over the top of a curveball. Count now full with 2 outs. And as soon, here's the check swing, and that is the right call. As I said, he released his waist and broke his ankles. Now Kinsey heads home. The runner takes off from first. It'll be fouled out of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. As soon as Brad Kinsey commits to home, Drew Barrier will leave from first, but he's got to be absolutely positive that Kinsey is going home. And he does. Takes off, ball 4 in the dirt. Back-to-back 2-out walks issued by the left-hander Brad Kinsey, and now momentum starting to seep away from Pittsburg State here. is Philip Scott. 1 for 3. A single, scored a run, also drawn a walk. Scott was retired in the first inning on a nice diving catch by John Oliver down the third base line. The first pitch, low, and coming up to keep it in front of him is the catcher, Cox. Brad Kinsey started this inning off by striking out Brock Ruminer, then getting TK McWhorter to ground out 2-3 on a very soft ground ball in front of home plate. Since then, it's back-to-back walks to Drew Barrier and TJ Black. The 1-0. And that'll be foul at third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There at third base in the third base coaching bunk is head coach John Martin of Central Oklahoma. Not happy with his team at all based on how things have gone. They were up at 7-1 at one point in the top of the 7th. The 1-1 low. 2-1. In the last 3 innings, Central Oklahoma had scored 6 runs on 6 hits. The Gorillas scored 5 in the top of the 7th, and we are at a 1-run game. The 2-1 high, 3-1. And Kinsey cannot afford to walk the bases loaded with the 3-4-5 hitters coming up of this vaunted Bronco lineup. Kinsey will come set, check the runner at second, deal, and that's in there. Strike 2. Scott, with less than 2 strikes, was looking for something flat, so he's able to lay off that slider. Kinsey comes set, checks Barrier, the runners go, ground ball, foul. So Barrier will retreat to second, Black to first. We'll reset and do it again. Once more, just the general dejection of Central Oklahoma right now, as they were looking like they were on the way to a run rule victory and now are hanging on by the skin of their teeth. The 3-2. And that'll go right to the backstop, and then slipping as he follows through is Kinsey, but he's able to get home, and that'll prevent Barrier from taking a wide turn of third and trying to take home. First 2 batters went quietly for Central Oklahoma, but then 3 straight walks issued by Brad Kinsey. Ryan Harrell steps up now as he came in on defense in the 7th. 0-1 to Harrell. And now life beginning to show up in the Bronco bullpen. That's in there for a strike. Harrell on the season having a rough time of it. Hitting below the Mendoza line. The 1-1. Sent to the shortstop. Cushman, he'll go the short way to second. And working out of a bases-loaded jam is Brad Kinsey, and he is fired up. Put himself in a bad position, but he's able to get out of it. To the top of the 8th, it's 8-7. Central Oklahoma leading Pittsburgh State. Back after this on the MIAA Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Central Oklahoma leading Pittsburgh State 7-6 after being up 7-1 following the conclusion of the bottom of the 6th. In the bottom of the 7th, they went down quietly for the first 2 hitters. Then Brad Kinsey, who came in, walked the bases loaded, but was able to get Ryan Harrell, who came on as a defensive replacement of Kyle Crowell in the top of the 7th, to ground into a fielder's choice. Tyson Cushman going to Quinn Reisner at second base to cut down Philip Scott. And now the new pitcher is going to be Dylan Hall. Hall, who pitched a gem on Thursday, shutting out the the Lindenwood Lions 3-0, and now there's a discussion with the first base umpire, Greg Stanzak, with my head coach John Martin about something. Are they thinking that it was batting out of order? I don't know what he was pointing out, to something in the outfield, but I have no idea what he saw that it would be worth anything. Assistant coach Aaron Mead is out there talking about something. And so once we have Dylan Hall in, we're going to now have a little game of pitch and catch here. I have no idea what it is that Nelson is asking about. Wants to... I don't know if he's trying to do a defensive substitution or what, but one fielder ran out and another is coming in. I don't know who's out in center field because it's a number 3, but I don't have a number 3 on my roster sheet. It's out of Brock Rumener. So Rumener, I guess, wanted to be subbed out, but he had to go return to play center field. Weird, but doesn't matter. Now we're here, and Hall will start the 8th inning, facing off against Chaz Burgess, and the ball is fair underneath the glove of the first baseman, and he'll dig into second. Back-to-back doubles for Chaz Burgess here in the late innings. Burgess 3 for 3 now with 2 doubles and a single, and Dylan Hall, not his sharp self. That went right over the glove of the first baseman Crop. So now Chase Kilgore will dig in. Kilgore pinch hit for Blaine Ohlmeyer and drew a walk. He'll square around the bunt, pull the bat back, take a ball. So everything right now going the way of Pittsburgh State, it appears. Central Oklahoma's pitcher Dylan Hall will come set. Check Burgess second. Now squaring around is Kilgore. His punt down. Great job. Crop fields it. Only play is to first. Going to third is Burgess. And now the tying run is 90 feet away for Pittsburgh State. Kilgore coming in, asked to do a job, and he did it. There he was squaring around for a bunt, didn't take it. Then the very next pitch, a phenomenal one, bunted down the first baseline, where Paul Crop could only go to TJ Black at first for the out. And now it's going to be Clint Allen. Ball low to Allen. Allen also drew a walk in the 7th inning. He eventually came around to score. Dylan Hall, a quick worker on Thursday, And now he's forced to be a little more methodical with runners on. In that game against Lindenwood, Hall, there's head coach Bob Fornelli of the Gorillas, Hall allowed a single and a walk in the first inning. After that, he retired the next 24 Lindenwood Lions to shut them out. 3-0 on Allen. Looking for either another walk or his first hit of the day. Infield brought halfway in by Central Oklahoma. The 3-0 is on the inside corner, strike one. Hall going to take a long look in at his catcher, McWhirter. Comes set and deal. Ball sent deep into center field, and that's going to get down. Rubener will stop it. Pulling into second with a double is Clint Allen, and the Gorillas have tied this game 7-7 in the top of the eighth. They were left for dead on the side of the road going into the top of the seventh, and they were brought back into this by a couple of doubles to lead off the seventh and a bunch of walks. The bullpen starting to implode and almost reaching its completion for the Broncos. The batter is Quinn Reisner, and he'll watch strike one be whizzed in there by Hall. One out here in the eighth, and that was a sacrifice bunt by Chase Kilgore to move Chaz Burgess over to third after Burgess led the inning off with a double. The 0-1 outside, 1 ball, 1 strike on Reisner. The freshman in the seventh with the bases loaded, worked the count full, and then slapped a single past the outstretched glove of TJ Black into right field to help continue the rally the girls had, and he will send that 1-1 out of play. And there is the runner Allen, the left fielder. A clutch double right there, tying the game up for the Gorillas here in the top of the seventh. Both they and the Broncos fighting to play Central Missouri in the championship game, which was supposed to be played at 4 p.m., but that's not going to happen as it's 3:20 here and we're in the top of the eighth. And Reisner will go down looking, had his knees buckled on a beautiful curveball out of the hands of Hall. That's out number 2. Reisner couldn't get the bat off his shoulder there. And there it is. I mean, that was in the zone the entire way. But Quinn Reisner could not muster up the swing. So now it goes to Tyson Cushman, who walked in the seventh. That forced in a run. And he'll foul one out of play. Beyond the walk, Cushman is grounded out to second and struck out swinging. 0 for 2 officially with 2 walks and an RBI. Cushman, the junior shortstop, heart and soul leader of this girls squad. The 0-1 once more fouled out of play. Inning started with a double by Chaz Burgess. He was sacrificed over to third by Chase Kilgore. Then the runner at second there, you saw Clint Allen. Doubled in Burgess. And it was a strikeout looking at Quinn Reisner by Dylan Hall. No balls, 2 strikes. A runner on second, 2 out. The pitch. Outside. Ball 1. Cushman not trying to do too much. Dylan Hall trying to salvage this game for his teammates, keep it tied, going to the bottom of the eighth. The 1-2 spoiled over the new facilities here at the end of the third base dugout that housed the Pittsburgh State University baseball program. Clouds rolling back in after disappearing from the first game. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Hall is not working quick enough for Cushman's liking, so he will ask for time, be granted it. There you see the clouds. It's a blue sky day, but some clouds working in and out. The 1-2 once more sent out of play. Down the line and left, Tyson Cushman. Not going to be an easy out for Dylan Hall here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 on, 2 out. Top of the 8th, tied 7-7. The pitch. Once more, sent into foul territory. Cushman doing everything he can to get this game and get that run in. Conservative lead at second by Allen, who's held by the shortstop Harrell. The 1-2, golfing it out of play. Hitting the roof a few times and then rolling off. So we will reset and do it again. Dylan Hall having a much different 2 innings. Well, first inning, I should say, as he started this 8th, as opposed to how he did against Lindenwood there at Central Missouri, waiting to see who they're going to play. The 1-2 popped up in foul territory. Running over to give it a look is Harrell, and it will get out of play. Also heading over there was Scott. Pitch number 10. Excuse me, pitch number 9 coming up here. Central Oklahoma dejected, wondering how this game went from being 7-1 in their favor to tied 7-7. The 1-2. And Cushman, man, he's not seeing anything he wants. He's just going to flick the bat head out and spoil it the opposite way. Number 10 will be coming after this. 8 foul balls in this at-bat from Tyson Cushman. Wiggles the fingers. Now he'll get the bat off his shoulder, waiting from the Hall. Pitch from Dylan Hall. And it hits Cushman in the foot. Does it? Or are they going to say it's a ball? They're saying it's a ball because it bounced first, then hit Cushman. So it's 2-2, but coming down to third on the wild pitch is Clint Allen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, pitch number 11 coming to Tyson Cushman. The go-ahead run, 90 feet. Here it is. And it's going to be sent up into left field. Avila will drift over and put it away. An 11-pitch battle finally won by Dylan Hall by getting Tyson Cushman to fly out to left. But the Gorillas tie it up thanks to a pair of doubles. One by Chaz Burgess, the other by Clint Allen. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 7-7. Back after this on the MIAA Network.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
It is now tied 7-7 in the bottom of the 8th. A score that looked to be unfathomable at the end of the 6th, when Central Oklahoma took a 7-1 lead. Coming out for his second inning of work is Brad Kinsey. And Kinsey will face off against Joe Mondragon, the designated hitter for UCO. In the top of the 7th, the Gorillas scored 1 run on 2 hits. They did leave a runner on, but they're tied up now. Mondragon is 2 for 3, a single, a double, and he scored once. 1 ball and 1 strike. No one up in the Bronco bullpen, so this is all Dylan Hall, and swinging around the button and pulling it back was Mondragon. Tried to do a drag bunt, but then the ball was so high and tight, he had no choice but to pull it away. The wind howling out to right field now. The 2-1, that's sent up on the infield. Now it's going to drift into foul territory. Coming in is the third baseman, John Oliver, and he'll make the catch on the run for the first out of the 8th. Kinsey in his first inning played with fire a bit. Here you can see he was able to get Mondragon to get underneath that and foul it out of play. Now the batter is Taylor Avila, who got the final out for the Broncos in the top of the 8th. The 0-1. Swung on and missed by Avila, 0-2. Avila is 1 for 3. He struck out looking, grounded out to third, hit a single, and drawn a walk. The 0-2. That'll be line past the diving Oliver into left field. It's a 1-out single for Taylor Avila, and the Broncos are fighting with every last breath. Good effort by Oliver, and he's frustrated there. It was just a sharply hit ground ball. He couldn't do anything with it. Went right underneath him as he dove. Now the batter will be Paul Kropp, who at one point as the MVP for the Broncos, this is in his first 2 at-bats, he hit solo home runs off Gorilla starting pitcher Alex Ackerman, the 1-0. On the corner at the knees, strike 1. Since those 2 home runs, Kropp has struck out swinging and flown out to left. Kinsey checks the runner at first, kicks and fires. And Kropp has his aggressiveness taken advantage of. Swing and a miss. Catcher Cox flashing the signs to Kinsey. He finally gets one that he likes. Checks on Mondragon at first, and he'll come home. Ground ball through the hole, past Cushman at short. And it's back-to-back 1-out singles. And the Broncos are in business, looking to regain the lead after squandering a 6-run lead. Batter will be Brock Ruminer, who in the top of the 8th, I believe, wanted to be replaced defensively, but he was not allowed to. Head coach John Martin had to talk with first baseman Greg Stanzak, and Stanzak had Ruminer head back out to center field. At the plate, Ruminer is 0 for 4. Struck out twice, grounded out twice. Reasoner trying to hold the runner close at second. Ball just outside, 1-1. It's it's Avila at second and Kropp at first. Back-to-back one-out singles after Joe Mondragon fouled out to John Oliver. The 1-1. That's on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Everyone on the edge of their seat to see how this one will play out. 14 combined runs, the most by a wide margin in any game, and now trying an inside move. That's Kinsey, but he'll just step off and have Avila step back on the bag at second base. The 1-2. Now it's fouled down the line and right. 2-2. Excuse me. We'll stay here at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kinsey. Third team all MIAA. The 0-2. Hanging the K backwards. Rumener caught looking for the second time today, and that's his 3rd strikeout. Give him a sombrero, and the second time that Rumener has been punched out by Kinsey. Here's another look at it. That was thigh high over the heart of the plate, and I have no idea what Rumener was looking for, but he had to be guessing, because that's a pitch that with 2 strikes you should be able to put the opposite way. So now it's McWhirter. Ball low. McWhirter 1 for 3, a single and a run scored. He's also drawn a walk. Runner at first is Kropp. The runner at second, Avila. Long look at Avila by Kinsey, and then he'll have a fastball dart through the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. With 2 on and 2 out at the bottom of this semifinal game of the 2019 MIAA Baseball Championship. Pulling the string on McWhirter right there with the changeup, and McWhirter jumps at himself in frustration that he missed that one. Long looking at Cox by Kinsey. Now he's ready, comes set. The pitch. Ground ball. Cushman at second. Gets over Cushman's glove into left field. Coming home to score is Avila. And Central Oklahoma takes an 8-7 lead. And that is inexcusable by Tyson Cushman. If you're a visiting team and that happens, you can play it off as not knowing how the field is. But this is the Gorillas' home field. He knows how the turf plays. He does not charge that bouncing ball hard enough, and so it goes over his head into left field. The official score is counting that as a hit. That's a terrible ruling. That's absolutely an error. So now, Central Oklahoma has an 8-7 lead. And the pinch hitter is going to be Bryce West. Eight to 7. Central Oklahoma leads. Now taking off for second is McWhirter, and he'll take it without a throw. Pittsburgh State fought their way down from 7-1 to tie at 7-7, and they had 2 outs and a chance to get out of this with an easy ground ball to short. Tyson Cushman not being aggressive enough on the hop, has it go over his head into left field, allowing Taylor Avila to score. And now the Broncos have an 8-7 lead here in the bottom of the 8th. The 0-2, that one sent into left field. Going back for it is left fielder, and he makes the catch. Putting it away is the left fielder Kilgore, and that's going to do it in the bottom of the bottom of the eighth, excuse me. To the top of the ninth, here it is again. The lackadaisical approach by Cushman could possibly cost the Gorillas the game. We go to the ninth. It's 8-7 Central Oklahoma. Back after this on the MIAA Network. Now here we are in the top of the ninth. Central Oklahoma leading Pittsburg State 8-7. In the bottom of the eighth, the Broncos scored 1 run on 2 hits. They left a runner on, and they were aided by an error. Tyson Cushman at shortstop, playing back on a bouncing ball to him, let it go over his head into left field, allowing the go-ahead run to score for the Broncos. Leading things off for Pittsburg State here in the top of the ninth will be Alex Achterman, who started this game as a pitcher and now is in as the designated hitter. First pitch, ball 1. Achterman, Oliver, Herrenbrook. The 3 that the Gorillas want up there if they want to have a chance to tie the game or take the lead. Dylan Hall is out to start his second inning of work. He is in line for the win. The 1-1, and that's well high and outside. 2-1. Hall is the 5th Central Oklahoma pitcher today. The 2-1 below the knees. 3-1. 3-1 on Achterman, who is 1 for 4, a single, and he has reached on a fielder's choice. The 3-1. Outside, ball 4, a leadoff walk issued to Achterman. And leadoff walks come back to kill you. So now we will have a pinch runner for Achterman. Coming in over at first is going to be Tyler Pittman. John Oliver. The batter for the Gorillas now. And he has done everything for the Gorillas for the most part. And for a second there, I thought they were going to walk Oliver the way that everyone's just kind of standing around. But they aren't, so he's going to come in and hit. With Pittman, the runner at first. More speed on the pads for the Gorillas. Middle infield of Black and Harrell set up for a double play. First pitch at the knees on the inside corner. Strike 1 against Oliver. In and left now. It's Bryce West, place of Drew Barrier defensively. Taking off is Pittman. Throw down to second, head first slide. Not in time. A strong throw from TK McWhirter, not enough to make up for the great jump had by Pittman from first. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Oliver. Here it is again. The throw down, the head first slide, and yeah, he's in there easily. Throw was on the first base side of second where they needed it to, but it was not close enough. The 0-2 foul, running over to give it a look, West as well as Crop, and it'll fall out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Oliver, 1 for 4. His one hit, a home run. That was all the way back in the first. It gave the girls a 1-0 lead. PSU scored 1 in the first, 5 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th to tie the game. Central Oklahoma, for their part, scored 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 1 in the 8th to regain the advantage. The 0-2 coming from Hall to Oliver. Grounded foul the first. So we will reset and do it again. And running all the way out there is a Central Oklahoma bench player. He'll slide, make the catch, lose his cap, pick it up, and he will hustle back to the dugout. He's being timed, and I don't think his score is going to be that great considering how far he had to run. No balls, 2 strikes on Oliver. Second baseman Black holding Pittman close. The 0-2 once more spoiled out of play down the right field line. At the end of the Bronco dugout on the fence, Central Missouri just kind of hanging out, getting ready to face whoever wins, this slugfest. Central Oklahoma 8, PSU 7. The 0-2 sent up the middle into left field. It's going to get all the way to the wall. Pittman being waved around third. He will score, and cruising into second, an RBI double by John Oliver. John Oliver, the MVP of Pittsburgh State for this tournament. It seems like any time they have needed a big hit, it has been Oliver who has come up with it and put the team on his shoulders. So now it'll be the first baseman Ty Herrenbrook with nobody out here in the first. Infield, and the corners at least, going to be running and expecting a bunt. Herrenbrook squares around, pulls it back, takes a strike. With a runner on second and nobody out, a bunt is almost a certainty to happen. The 0-1 incoming, and Herrenbrook will watch ball 1 tail high and in. Each team has ran through 5 pitchers. And right now it's Dylan Hall who's out there for Central Oklahoma. Their hopes and dreams on the line. The batter, Ty Herrenbrook, the hopes of Pittsburgh State resting on him currently, although the game is tied. Herrenbrook is 0 for 3. He's fouled out to the catcher, grounded out to short, and struck out swinging. He also drew a walk in the 7th. The adage is, if you're the visiting team, you play for the win. If you're the home team, you play for the tie in baseball. And that's how you have to make your coaching decisions. The 1-2. Sent into left field. Foul by about 4 feet. It's foul. That would have rattled around in the corner and scored Oliver. Here it is again. You can see it. That's a heck of a hit by Herrenbrook to be falling toward the pitch and just get the barrel of the bat on it. Wind blowing out to right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 9th. The score 8-8. Spoiled. Running out of adjectives for all the foul balls the Gorillas are hitting to just stay alive when they're down 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hall gets the sign from McWhirter. Comes set. and deals. High. 2-2. Bullpen is empty. Still in Hall's game. While Central Missouri probably doesn't need it, they're getting some excellent scouting of both teams right now. The 2-2. Slapped away. Will stay put. Starting pitcher for Central Oklahoma, Junior Abeso, went 4 2/3. He was relieved by Landon Bond, who went 1 1/3. Gabe Littlejim came in, got nobody out. Josh Rutland then entered. He got 1 inning of work. The 1-2, and being struck out looking is Herrenbrook, and he cannot take a pitch that close. That is the first out of the inning. And just the second strikeout registered by Hall, but it came at a great time. There's John Oliver. He has just carried this Gorilla team, it seems, in this tournament. The 6'2", 210-pound senior from Kansas City, Missouri, coming here from Maple Woods Community College. Caleb Cox, the catcher, is up. He doubled to start off the 7th inning. Sparked a 5-run rally, getting the score to 1. At that point, the girls were down 7-6. His double was followed up by a double by Chaz Burgess. Outside of the double, Cox is 1 for 4. The 1-1 is sent the other way. Had a walk-off in the first game. Will we see one here? 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out, 8-8, top of the 9th. Dylan Hall for Central Oklahoma. We'll look at John Oliver of Pittsburgh State at second, and the 1-2 just off the plate. 2-2. And home plate umpire Matt Austinfort getting an earful from the Central Oklahoma bench. I thought that was a strike. The 2-2 in the dirt. What a stop by McWhirter there, holding Oliver to second. Run the count full. Defense straight away. The outfielders for Central Oklahoma in a no doubles defense, keeping everything in front of them. Infield in their standard positions. Dylan Hall not working nearly as quick as he did against Lindenwood. The 3-2 is sent up onto the sky in the infield. First baseman Kropp using his glove to shield his eyes from the sun. He'll get underneath it and put it away for out number 2. So after the walk drawn by Achterman, the stolen base by Pittman, and a double by that man there, John Oliver, to tie this game up 8-8. The Gorillas have not been able to do anything. And now they're going to intentionally walk Chaz Burgess, who has hit back-to-back doubles, and has eventually come around to score. They're going to face the much weaker hitting Chase Kilgore here. As I said, Kilgore only a 154 hitter on the year. He came in as a pinch hitter for Blaine Ohlmeyer in the 7th, and he drew a walk, swing and foul tip into the glove of McWhirter for strike 1. For the Broncos in the bottom of the 9th, it will be the 1-2-3 hitters, Black, Scott, and Harrell. The 0-1 swung on and missed by Kilgore. No balls and 2 strikes here. Mason Janvrin of Central Missouri hit a walk-off in the first game to win it for the Mules. Is it possible we'll see a walk-off in the bottom of the ninth here? The 0-2 swung on and missed by Kilgore. And after getting the tying run and a runner at second, the Gorillas come up empty. To the bottom of the ninth, we're tied 8-8. Back after this with a thrilling conclusion of this semifinal of the 2019 MIAA Baseball Championship.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
And the bottom of the ninth, score is 8-8. Pittsburgh State and Central Oklahoma tied. Chance to play Central Missouri following this game. New pitcher for the Gorillas to try and keep it at this tie ball game and get to the 10th. It's going to be Brandon Stanek. Stanek, a 6'1", 175-pound senior from Overland Park, Kansas. Joined this Gorilla squad from Johnson County Community College. He will face off against T.J. Black. The pitch, high and outside. It's now 2-0 on Black, and a leadoff walk here will be devastating for the Gorillas' chances. Black is 1 for 4, a single and a walk, as well as scoring a run. It's 2-1 now. Right-hander holds his glove up in front of his face, and now he'll have a two-seamer hit the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch sent over to first. First baseman Herrenbrook gets their throw over in time to the covering Stanek. And that will retire Black, who went head first into first base. And that's a dangerous play. We saw yesterday that Bryce Beckman had his hand stepped on when that happened. Once again, phenomenal defensive work by Herrenbrook, the first baseman, and the pitchers of Pittsburgh State, being able to get off the mound and cover first base. So now it's Philip Scott, 1 for 3. Single in the 5th. Since then, he's drawn 2 walks. The 0-1. That's a big bender that misses low and away. Pittsburgh State, as you can see, Central Missouri there. If Pittsburgh State can get this to a 10th inning, it'll be Clint Allen who leads things off for the Gorillas. Running down in the chance that he is needed, I believe, is Colton Croft of Central Oklahoma. The 2-1 swung on and missed. This game started at 12:45. A 3-hour affair between these two who have scored 8 runs apiece. Ground ball to Oliver is short. Gets it on a chest hop. Over to first in time. And now there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. And walking dejectedly into the dugout is Philip Scott. It's now Ryan Harrell up. Here's once more the ground ball to Oliver, and Oliver, a great job to get it and throw over to first. Harrell grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice that ended the 7th in his only plate appearance thus far. Not really getting ready in a hurry down there in the bullpen is Croft. The 1-1. That's low. 2-1. Winner of this tournament will have an automatic bid into the D2 baseball tournament. The selection show is later tonight. The selection committee will convene later tonight to determine the rest of the at-large bids following all conference tournament championships completions. 2-2 now on Harrell. The pitch. Outside, 3-2, full count. Stanek overthrowing that one, and he missed wide. The 3-2, low, ball 4, and Ryan Harrell will work a 2-out walk here in the bottom of the 9th. 2-out walks find a way to come back and bite you. And walks in the later innings really seem to find a way to kill you. So now the batter will be Joe Mondragon, who hit a double in the 5th, a single in the 1st, and that's all for him. 2-seamer, low and down the middle. 1 ball, no strikes. Conservative lead by Harrell over at first. The 1-0 popped up and out of play. 1 ball and no strikes. In this game, neither team is giving an inch. They're trying to get the victory here. Throw over to first, high, and Herrenbrook's able to snag it with the tip of his glove. Runner on first there you see is Harrell. He was a defensive replacement at shortstop in the 7th inning. Stanek from the stretch. Another throw over. Harrell back in with a dive. One ball, 1 strike on the designated hitter, Joe Mondragon. The 1-1 fouled out of play. Mondragon, the normal starting first baseman for the Broncos, but today the designated hitter, Paul Kropp, taking over at first, and Kyle Crow, the normal first baseman, at short. At least normal for this tournament. The 1-2. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, foul of first. We'll reset and do it again. Ryan Harrell there, representing the winning run for Central Oklahoma. 270 feet from pay dirt, but there is an absolute blasting of the wind out to right field right now. Long look in and throw over. Harrell back in with a dive. Ryan Harrell about at the maximum length I think he can work his lead and still get back safely. It was very close right there, him getting slap tagged on the back by Herrenbrook, but his hand got in time. The 1-2, that's sent into center field. It's going to drop in front of the center fielder. Throw in is to Cushman, but runners are now at first and third with 2 out. Clint Allen got shifted over to center. Chase Kilgore in left here in place of Ohlmeyer. Take another look at that. There the runner at third, the winning run, Ryan Harrell. The batter is Taylor Avila. Avila singled in his last at-bat and eventually came around to score on the error by Cushman, the shortstop. And taking a walking steal of second is Mondragon. Mondragon now in scoring position, but it doesn't matter, as the only run that counts is at third. The 1-0 high, 2-0. And as much as Taylor Avila has been a terror at the plate in this tournament, the hitter you really don't want to face is on deck in Paul Kropp. The 2-0. That'll hit the top of the strike zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's Harrell. The winning run. Walk-off by Central Missouri put them in the championship game over Missouri Southern. Mason Janvrin drove in Dalton Dull after Dull came on as a pinch runner for Zach Whalen, who tied the game with a double. 3 balls, 1 strike on Avila. Stanek's pitch swung on and missed. Oh man, if that's a dirt batter's box, Avila would corkscrew himself and bury him in the ground. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's Harrell. The biggest pitch of the game right here, coming from Stanek, and it's pulled foul at third, and Harrell has to duck to avoid being smashed in the face. So we're going to reset and do it again. Harrell, as I said, a defensive replacement, came in the 7th, and he was able to draw a walk, and now he's at third because of a single. Ground ball to Oliver at short, throw over at first, and the game will go extras. How about some free baseball, folks? To the top of the 10th. We're tied 8-8. Back after this on the MIAA Network.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
Now the Broncos were able to get the winning runner over to third base, but they couldn't capitalize. So it's free baseball here at Al Ortolani Field in this second semifinal. We're at the winner between the Gorillas and the Broncos taking on Central Missouri after the continuation of this game, and Dylan Hall is just going to throw straight gas by Clint Allen. Allen will foul it out of play. So now he's down the count, no balls and 2 strikes. His previous at-bat, he hit a double. That double scored Chaz Burgess. The 0-2, little low, ball 1. Gorillas scored 1 in the first, 5 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th to tie it. Central Oklahoma, there's a ground ball under. Nice sliding stop by Harrell over to first. Head first slide, not in time! Clint Allen putting it all out there. A head first slide, able to get to the bag before the ball. Ball hit deep in the hole behind second. It was a good sliding stop by Ryan Harrell. As you can see there, he got to his feet, made a very strong, accurate throw, but sliding in just ahead was Allen. So now the batter is Quinn Reesner, the second baseman, who's 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. He squares around, lays down a bunt, right to Hall. Hall going to try and go second, not there, over to first for the out. Sacrifice successful. Going to second is Allen. And Reesner did a job there. He squared early and got the runner over. Batter now will be Tyson Cushman. Shortstop committed an error in the bottom of the 8th that put up Central Oklahoma 8-7. But then he was able to redeem himself. Home plate umpire there, Matt Aussenfort, kind of got fouled off, and you can look there. There's Cushman digging in from the left-hand side, looking for his first hit, although Cushman has drawn 2 walks. At the knees, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. A runner at second is the speedy Clint Allen. Dylan Hall looking into this catcher, TK McWhirter. He'll get the sign. And deal right down the chute. And I have no idea what Tyson Cushman's looking for in that situation. That is the pitch to hit. I mean, that is about as perfect a pitch you're ever going to see. Take another look at it right here. Belt high over the heart of the plate. The only reason you don't swing at that is because you're guessing, and that fastball's not what you're guessing. So it's now Tyler Pittman, the pinch hitter, coming in for the Gorillas. In place of Pittman, it's going to be Grayson Pinkett. Runner at second is Allen. Ball 1 to Pinkett. Represents the go-ahead run for Pittsburg State. 1 ball, no strikes on the pinch hitter Pinkett. The 1-0 is fouled out of play. One and 1 count on the pinch hitter Pinkett. Ground ball to Harrell, gets it on a chest high hop over to first in time, and even though a leadoff single was hit, the Gorillas come up empty. To the bottom of the 10th, it's still 8-8. Back after this on the MIAA Network.
Hasty Awards has been proud to be the official award supplier to the MIAA for 7 years, and we're happy to supply you and your organization with all your award needs. Whether you're ordering for your individual youth sports team or placing a custom medal order, we have you covered. As always, you have our lowest price guarantee, highest quality awards, exceptional service, and our hasty turnaround. We are ready to serve you for your next event, no matter how large or small. Hasty Awards is the #1 source for all your award and recognition needs.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro. That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
Bottom of the 10th. Pittsburg State 8, Central Oklahoma 8. This is playoff baseball at its finest. Leading things off for Central Oklahoma in the bottom of the 10th will be Kropp, and Kropp singles right up the middle. And that's about the least dangerous thing Kropp could do, considering he hit 2 solo home runs earlier in this game off the starting pitcher, Alex Ackerman. And I am running out of room on my stat sheets for how this game is going. Brock Ruminer is the batter now. He'll square around, try to bunt, pull the bat back, and it gets away from the catcher, Cox. And that is big, because now Ruminer can still lay down a bunt, and this time it'll get Kropp to third. It's a pass ball against Cox. The 1-0, still squaring around as if to bunt is Ruminer. He'll pull the bat back, take a strike. After Ruminer, batter will be the catcher, TK McWhorter. Cushman trying to hold the runner close to third. Bunt down, only play us to first. And nice job there by the second baseman, Reesner, in order to go down to a knee and stop the ball. And now the runner is 90 feet from pay dirt. Central Oklahoma, a chance to walk it off and win the game. You can see the life back in their dugout after 3 innings ago. They looked as if you could knock them over with a feather. Infield drawn in, outfield drawn in. Stepping off the rubber is Stanek. Central Oklahoma at one point led 7-1. Pittsburgh State scored 5 in the 7th and 1 in the 8th to tie it, and then gave up a run in the bottom of the 8th to make it 8-7. However, they got that back in the top of the 9th, and that's where we stand. Right-handed pitcher Kyle Stanek, the ball into center field, and it's down! And back-to-back walk-offs by the Centrals have them facing off in the 2019 MIAA Championship game. TK McWhorter takes a fat pitch over the heart of the plate, sends it into right center field, and brings in Paul Kropp. And with that, Central Oklahoma will play Central Missouri for the 2019 MIAA Baseball Tournament Championship title. We'll step aside for 2 minutes and send it down to Bethany Bowman for a couple interviews with some victorious Central Oklahoma personnel. And then after that, we'll come back with final stats. So back after a 2-minute break. You are watching the MIAA Network.
NCAA Teamworks is how the NCAA, member schools, student athletes, and corporate champions and partners actively engage in outreach efforts where national championships are played. Through initiatives such as NCAA Community 101 service learning projects, disaster relief efforts, youth clinics, backpack and school supply donations, and support of the Special Olympics and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the NCAA and its partners work together to leave a lasting legacy in the community. For more information on NCAA Teamworks, go to ncaa.com/teamworks.
We've got our heads in the game,
Our minds in the classroom,
our hands in the community,
and our feet ready for the world.
We're a part of the NCAA Division II experience.
Using our skills
at our universities and in our communities. I chose the MIAA.
I chose the MIAA. MIAA, the spirit of our communities.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin. Or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Al Ortolani Field, where the Central Oklahoma Broncos have walked off the Pittsburgh State Gorillas to win 9-8. And they are going to be taking on the Central Missouri Mules at 4:50 in about 30 minutes. Central Oklahoma will be the home team facing on the Mules. And here in a second, we'll send it down to Bethany Bowman. She'll have an interview with a few Bronco players who were victorious, walking off the Gorillas in a thriller. 10 innings, wasn't enough in order to get there. And we'll send it to a 1-minute break, and we'll come back on the other side with Bethany Bowman interviewing a few Broncos. Back after 1 minute here on the MIAA Network. 1 minute.
We've got our heads in the game,
Our minds in the classroom,
our hands in the community,
and our feet ready for the world.
We're a part of the NCAA Division II experience.
Using our skills
at our universities and in our communities. I chose the MIAA.
I chose the MIAA.
MIAA, the spirit of our communities.
These are your teams, your players, your community of fans. This is where they play, where they practice, where you cheer. At every meet, every event, every game. Your community is passionate, dedicated, supportive. You know the tension of a close game and the thrill of the win. So while you're cheering, keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authority.
Hey, MIAA fans, here at the MIAA baseball tournament, where the University of Central Oklahoma just got the win over Pittsburgh State to advance to the championship game. We have TK McWhirter joining us here. He had the RBI single that scored the winning run. TK, what were you looking for at the plate there?
I was just looking for something up in the zone that I could drive, and I let one go the first pitch, but he gave me one the second pitch, and I was able to put it out there.
You also had an RBI to score the tying run. A very up and down game. The Gorillas put up 5 in the 7th inning. You guys had led 7-1 early with a roller coaster of emotions going on in that game. How did you guys keep your composure?
Our attitude was just get the next guy up there, and that's what we continued to do, in those last innings. Like you said, we got up 7-1, and then they came all the way back. It's a good ball club, but luckily we were able to come back on top.
Everybody in this tournament getting a little bit run down, long tournament, pitching's getting low. What do you guys think you need to do to win this championship game?
Well, we're down to 4 guys in our pen, but they've been doing good when their time was called the whole season, so hopefully they can do it again.
All right, well, enjoy this win, and it's already on to the next one here at 4 o'clock, so stay tuned on the MIAA Network, and good luck.
All right, thank you.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Thanks for joining us back here on the MIAA Network. We now have Paul Krupp, the first baseman for the Broncos, joining us. 2 home runs for you today in this game, your 10th of the season. Probably didn't realize that those 2 would end up being pretty crucial in this game.
Yeah, no, they were early on and didn't really think too much of it because we knew we were going to have to score a lot more runs than just the 2, and I'm glad I hit them, and it just ended up working out for us.
How pumped was that dugout, especially after that second one when that cleared the wall?
Oh man, they were going crazy for me. They were all hyped up and everything.
And that's a fun moment, but probably not the one that takes the cake is the walk-off win. How awesome was that for you guys to get that after just such a hard-fought game?
Oh, that was awesome. That was a tough-fought game by both teams, and I'm glad we came out on top with that.
On to the championship game. What do you guys need to do to get this win?
Everybody needs to come out, compete, and pitchers need to just attack the zone, and hitters just need to be like we have the past couple games.
Is there anybody you want to give a special shout-out to today?
Yeah, Mom, if you're watching, thank you for being my mother, and happy Mother's Day.
All right, thanks so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Make sure to tune in on the MIAA.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Al Ortolani Field for the final stats of this game between the Central Oklahoma Broncos and the Pittsburg State Gorillas. For the Gorillas, they scored 8 runs on 10 hits. They committed 1 error, according officially. They left 9 runners on base. The losing pitcher is Brendan Stanek. Gave up a single to Paul Krupp to start off the bottom of the 10th, and then a single to TK McWhirter that walked it off. For the Central Oklahoma Broncos, they scored 9 runs on 14 hits. They committed no errors, but they left 13 men on. Winning pitcher Dylan Hall, he gave up 2 runs in 3 innings of work, but in the end, he did just enough to get the victory. So after this, we'll step aside and have the championship game between Central Oklahoma and Central Missouri.
Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University.
We've got our heads in the game,
Our minds in the classroom,
our hands in the community,
and our feet ready for the world.
We're a part of the NCAA Division II experience.
Using our skills
at our universities and in our communities. I chose the MIAA.
I chose the MIAA. MIAA, the spirit of our communities.